All right. Okay, guys, if you would like to put any questions in, all you got to do is just see the top of your screen. See the top of your screen and chuck your questions in. I'm not going to have fucking... What do you think about the bloodline at the moment? I want good, engaging questions. All right, duders? If Alakazam is in this list, you've lost already. Shut up. Okay, guys, the first question, and you can answer all these as well, of course. This isn't just me. You have to make a Pokemon party of 6 of your favorites. Who makes the cut? Well, Alakazam is number 1. Whiscash, Ampharos, Garchomp, Tyranitar, and Annihilate. Those are my 6. Just favorites. 6 Vaporeons, 5, and 5 to fuck 1 to watch. Idiot. Yo, what up, JH? What's up, bro? How you doing? Snorlax 6 times. Okay. Daring today. What? What up, bro? How are you? Who would you guys pick? Yeah, I think I'd probably go with that. So is that 6? I'll type them out. Alakazam, Whiscash. This is just favorites, not as like a 6 to have in your party, right? Just 6 favorites. So Alakazam, Whiscash, Ampharos. I've chopped and changed this over the years. Tyranitar. I'd say Annihilate. And who was the other one that I said? Oh, Garchomp. Yeah, that's 6. Yeah. That's 5. Alakazam doesn't count. Pick another. Alakazam counts, man. Fine. Okay. I pick Mega Alakazam. I pick Mega Alakazam, alright? Volcarona, Gardevoir, Empoleon, Absol, Toxtricity, and Tyrantrum. Ooh, okay. Very nice. Hey, Maddie, what's up, man? Mega Trash. You're bashed. In the foreskin. Sonic is a Pokemon, right? No, there's not. You can have Shaman. That's close to Sonic. You can just paint the thing from green to blue. That's a pretty good... That's a good enough... That's a good enough... substitute, right? Yeah, I'd pick those 6. Yeah, I'll just type it in just for reference. I'll type those. Alakazam, Whiscash, Ampharos, Tyranitar, Annihilate, Garchomp. I just had to say Mega Trash to get my foreskin bashed. I'm the real winner here. Wanker. Blaziken, Empoleon, Jolteon, Trevenant, Garganacl, and Melmetal. Whoa. Interesting. Go away. This is not your chat, you fucking grog. It's a shiny that doesn't exist yet. So whatever they're bringing out then, it'll be a shiny and then it'll exist, right? Go away, Thangy. Shut up. Okay, I said those. I said those. Thank you. Go to the next question. GB the only person in the world who cares about Garganacl. Garganacl's cool. I think I used him for... Did I use him for my run? Oh, I don't think I did use him for the run, but I think I used him for something. I can't remember. He's just salt. Yeah, so what? So what? I mean, we all get a bit salty now and then, right? It makes sense for GB. GB is one of the most calm and collective people, man. He's one of the most calm and collected people. He doesn't get that salty. Lugia, Rayquaza, Blaziken, Magnezone, Exeggutor, and Arcanine. A few OGs in there. I like that. I like the Magnezone pick. He's cool. Same with Lugia. Lugia was one of my favorites growing up. Same with Ray. Homie is literally a Minecraft mob. Yeah. Best of both worlds. Legendary's gross. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Let him pick legendaries as favorites. Okay, we're going to move on to the next question. Oh, it is a spicy one. Well. It is a spicy one. Are you ready? It's a spicy one. Notice that someone in the surrounding communities has been copying other creators' content, which is a bit dodge. How would you navigate this if someone did this to you? Whoa, okay. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Send me into their chat. Done. Bro, it's Twitch. There are no original ideas. Good question. It is a good question. Fire question. Yeah. I think ASAP Joey is the one doing it. He doesn't need to navigate. I'm not copying others. And if I did, I'd say where I'd get the inspiration from. And I'd do it 10 times better. Debunked. I'd stop being an eagle and let them know I'm the hawk too. Shut the fuck up. What's up, Panda? Okay, let's actually get into this because there's a lot to unpack on this one. Notice that someone in surrounding communities. So it's surrounding communities, including this, has been copying other creators' content, which is a bit dodge. How would you navigate this if someone did this to you? Okay, so first of all, I want to say that this actually has happened before. It has. Now, the first time that it happened was 5 years ago. So there was someone in the community who was very... we'll say parasocial, right? Let's call this person Hub, okay? So this Hub guy definitely was leeching, right? Now, copying other creators, it was me, right? It was so obvious. The way that I would react to things, the way that I had, setup of stuff, it was just like the way that, like, they're involved. It was definitely clear that it was like, I wish and I want what Joey has. That was it. That's really it. So I've had this before, definitely. Twitch is based off mimicking and innovating others' ideas. Depends on the extent of copying. If it's straight up copying, pasting someone's shit, then get fucked. Yeah. If I said I was doing a Mario Kart challenge and it was like, yeah, okay, I did a Mario Kart challenge, had to beat all of them for it. Someone does the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing like a week after or something like that. I don't particularly mind. It has to go off the person as well, especially, it especially has to go off who's doing it and what the purpose and, like, if you want to do the same things that I did for it. It kind of determines if I'm, like, if I find it to be, if I'm not impressed, if I not approve either, but if it's a straight copy paste, it's like, it's a bit weird. It's like, it does leave a sour taste in my mouth. So the Hub guy, right? This is how I actually dealt with it. I don't think I kind of directly said to them, I was like, hey, look, I appreciate being in the community and doing this and everything like that, but It was more so telling him that he was a bit more parasocial in the sense, or doing a lot of the stuff that I would do and a lot of the stuff that crossed boundaries. So it was more so the talk about that rather than actually saying, hey man, don't rip my shit. Because that was a little bit more of a sneak or a bit more of a discussion, and hopefully it got drilled into their head, because I definitely did mention it, right? Just not in the sense of fully pulling out, right? So now for me, I've had a few people just pretty much copy a few things here and there for it. Panda is right. Like, Twitch is definitely based off taking a lot of ideas or seeing those ideas on here and making it your own and being innovative to making it your own. Now, there is a big difference between having random creators or people in a smallish circle, if they're already with. So let's use this community as the example, right? So let's just say if there's streamers who come in, they raid. It's like you're showing that support in that way, right? Now, if they have their own community and you see them doing the same shit as you, it's more like, oh, that's pretty cool that you're doing similar things within your community. So let's say if I did my TCG card shop sim, and I had, hey, I'm not ending the stream until I get a $1,000 card, right? And then someone else outside, like relatively outside of that, does it. It's cool if I'm like, yeah, if they come into chat, they're like, hey, man, I'm thinking about doing this myself. Is that cool? I'm like, yeah, that's all right. Even if they didn't ask for my permission, I'd be like, oh, yeah, they did that. And it was just like a once-off thing, right? I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. If I streamed tomorrow and done a jigsaw puzzle, would that be deemed copying you? I mean, there's a line between copying and drawing inspiration, right? So if I did the jigsaw puzzle, right, which I did last week, and then you go, this is really cool, I'm going to do a jigsaw puzzle. It just depends on the approach. If you're like, hey man, I just bought the Simpsons puzzle, and because you did it, I'm going to do it. I'd be like, okay. I'd be like, interesting. I'd be a bit more like, I'd be like, yeah, that's a little bit parasocial, right? Yeah, I kind of do agree with you, Fred, but at the same time, I don't own that. I don't own that puzzle. I'll give you a few more examples where I think it's right and I don't think it's wrong. I swear I watched you a few days ago spend half a stream stealing things off other streamers. Yeah, I did. But did I go out and buy fucking the same hat as Kyle did? Did I take Lacey's like thing in the background? No, I fucking did not. All right. Where does the line stop? Well, that's kind of determined by. It's kind of determined by the streamer if they habitually they keep doing it, right? So they keep doing it with you.
I heard guys who wear caps and a black shirt and a nice mustache have big schlongs.
Shut up.
Can you whip it out? No? I just wanted to let you know.
Shut up!
Have the sex. Sex?
Just because Thangy typed that in your chat doesn't mean you can say it to me. Love the TTS, wrong time. So if you did it like that, Aussie, right? I feel like there is a line that's unspoken, right? There's a line that's unspoken, and then there's also the line that should be spoken, right? The line that's unspoken is if you hopped on tomorrow and you went, oh, hey, Joey did this, I'm going to do the same thing. You hopped on the next week when I did a interview. I did an interview stream and you're like, oh, I want to do that. I want to do the exact same thing. That's when it becomes the same, right? The unspoken things of like, you can easily see that. And then versus the one's like, oh, it's a once-off thing. It's like, oh, that's cool. Hey, I want to start doing Minecraft speed runs because you're doing it. It's like, okay, that's cool. I inspired to do that, right? But if you do it, if you habitually do it, you do it over and over and over, and it stacks, then something's a bit off. It really is. I've never seen a reset Sunday outside this stream. Yeah, that's cool. And that's because I made... Okay, so let's take these streams in example on this Sunday, right? I will always openly tell you if I yoinked something or where the inspiration is. If I took it from someone. I didn't form this proper chatting, or I didn't introduce that into the stream here. It was Brody and it was Kiki who I yoinked a Just Chatting dedicated Sundays from. I yoinked it from him. I did. Guess where Brody got his church on Sundays from? Kiki. What does Kiki do on her Sundays? She does confessions, and she's been doing that for it. It's like, I'm not saying you have to do that for me, but if I have my own idea, because mine was very heavily onto mental health, right? A form... You put a form in, you put this in. Now it morphed over the time to being like good topics about everything for it. And because Sundays will always be my Just Chatting days, I don't intend on changing it just because these other two guys had done it before then for it. And it works for me because I love doing it. Directly copying and not crediting either openly or us. Both no-nos. Yeah, it's just like... It's kind of like, it's like a respect thing, right? If people want to try and do it on their own shit for it, with their own community with that, yeah, that's fine. If it's within here now this is the part where it goes out a circle to inner circle, okay? Now, let's just say it's within this community, right? One of you hops on and you're like, oh, you know what? I am going to... hey guys, do you think that I should do a Just Chatting stream on Sunday? And it's like within the community, right? Or you're more so like, you're involved in the community a lot for it and you want to do the similar ideas or similar things that this big community that you're a part of has done. I don't like that. Straight up. I just don't like it. Can I gatekeep that from people? Yes and no. Yes and no. When I was in DJ streams, the amount of Supercard streamers that copied almost everything he did, yeah, it's just weird, isn't it? It's great showing love for it or being inspired by that, but if it's the same layout, the same tonality, the same approach to it all, then that's shit. Thanks to Streamer McGee for the inspiration for this stream. See, that kind of stuff is not policed, or it's like you shouldn't police that for it. It's more so frowned upon. Right? So I'm in this idea that a lot of things for it is frowned upon because I definitely did morph my own stuff. I did morph how we are as a community, emotes, how you guys respond, how I read questions and read things, my approach to everything for it, the way that I dress, my music. Like a lot of that stuff is that's my brand and that's me, right? Versus if other people did similar things like that and was still taking the foundation or were doing similar things like that, I'd be more frowned upon, right? Because there is a difference. I've been here long enough to see what is like, hey, Joey did this, I'm going to do this. It's like, oh yeah, that's cool. Versus, oh, this person has done this. They've done this. That's the same with us. That's the same here. There's a difference. And I don't like that at all. I don't. Hey, Dino. Hey, Sensitive. Like you yoinking this off Brody Kiki is fine, unless they say, hey, where'd you get this inspo? And you say totally original. Yeah. It's if you blatantly lie or cover that up, or it's like, if I go, oh, I just started doing chatting one day. It's like, no, I've told them straight up. Yep, I yoinked it. I learned Sunday chatting or Just Chatting stuff from you. Always have been so open about it. And I haven't been ominous, you know? Or I haven't been like, I don't know. It's hilarious when people who copied others get called out for it and try to weasel out of it. Yeah, it's like, just say it. I would respect you more if you did do it. If you said to my face, hey, I took this from you, I'm like, okay, cool. But if they keep doing it, it's like, it's a bit weird. Hey, great. What's up, homie? I would have thought it's better the other way. Ape Together Strong, assuming the other person is not a copy of yourself, they can introduce more wide range audiences to you. There is a difference between doing things as inspiration or it's like, hey, I really love watching Joey. I really love what he's doing and what his community stands for. Yeah. So I'm going to do the same thing. I don't see it that way, Sensitive, because I feel like after such a long time, even just before like I started streaming, even as just a person like me, or how I dress or how I, conduct myself, it's cool to inspire others or dress the same or getting this or whatever for it. What I just don't like when people are just constantly ripping things for it. And yeah, it's fine. A lot of people look up to streamers and this, that, whatever for it. I just get very turned off where it's like, well, people before entering this community and then you're doing the stuff that I have in this community for it. It's very obvious. I just don't like it at all. And if I'm being honest with you, I'm getting very turned off on that kind of stuff because it keeps happening here and there. Just in the approach that people go about it for it. So let's just say if Leb goes, hey bro, what'd you do for this stream? Can I do this? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Do it with your community for it. But then he comes in the next day, is like, oh yeah, what'd you do yesterday? Oh yeah, I did a CS challenge. He's like, oh, CS challenge, cool. Can I yoink that? I feel like it's more okay when you're doing it with your own shit like that because that's what happens. That's what happens in Twitch and in the streaming universe anyway. Everyone yoinks anything, and it's like that's how it goes, you know? That's how it survives, right? But I feel like when it's within community, more so stuff like that, I don't like that. I don't. You'll see it a lot on YouTube. Popular stream will do you laugh and you lose, and the next 3 weeks, oh yeah, it's like there's a difference between setting the trend and a lot of people doing that for it versus people who are only around to try and yoink that shit. Going to small streamers and dono to them, multiple YouTube streams. Oh yeah, yep. Those are good examples. I feel like it's case by case with ideas and how people take those ideas. But if it's especially people within communities or watching a greater audience or you're a part of that for it and then you're trying to do it for yourself like that very similarly, I feel it's a different take and it's a different approach. That's how I take it. Regards to the people in your community copying the stream format. So you're saying you think it's better that people within the community are doing that stuff? I think yes and no. Yes and no. It's like, hey, Joey did this thing where it's like, hey, I'm doing a Pokemon challenge. So it's like, hey, I'm going to try this Pokemon challenge too. You're like, oh, okay, because you know that I did that first, right? And I'm not asking for the, what's it called? I don't need you to tell me that it was my thing. We know that, right? Unless you make it public and I make it public and whatever it is, right? But in terms of, let's say, emotes, if someone copied a Sunday idea like this, even just like, even only being a part of the community and then you become friends with people in the community, and then you're doing similar things, or it's like, I don't know, it leaves a sour taste in my mouth when you can tell the person is like, yeah, sure, you're adding your own twist to some of these things for it, but it's like more habitual, or it's a constant line stepping or a constant same thing. I don't really take that too much as like a, hey, what do you think about this, Joey? I'm like, oh yeah, that's okay. Certainly a gray area of multiple facets which lead up to me okay, not okay. Yeah. Copying trends versus copying content is two different things. Example without names: the streamer's doing a Red Dead Redemption 2 no death, no plat challenge, and a number of other streamers have started playing Red Dead because of it. Playing Red Dead is fine. If they all started doing the same challenge, that's where it gets iffy. That's the line that I'm saying, boss, is like, for me as the streamer who can set the trend, or someone who can also copy the same way for it. The approach that you're doing so, it determines whether if people will take that bad or good. It really depends. Hey, Sanity. That'd be good, bro. What's happening? We're in a big yapping session. I think it would encourage more audience to cross over in the long run. I liken this discussion to the discussion over React content. The React content's lazy, but also introduces your stream to other audiences. Copying stream formats would have a similar effect. Look, Sensitive, what you're saying is true in your examples. In your own examples, Sensitive, I agree with you, right? You said you said with like, how it's aped together strong with like, okay, let's say if I've got a video out and XQC watches it, and then Moist Critical watches it, that's how your channel blows up for it. Because a lot of those times people are like, oh yeah, this guy does more challenges for it. So then they're going to be like, oh, that's cool, that's neat. And then maybe they'll yoink it. So that's where I feel becomes very like, if you're reacting properly or if you're adding your own sense to that, that helps the channel for it, right? In the scheme of like, okay, let's say someone wanted to do reset Sundays where like, hey guys, I'm gonna call this chill Sundays or something, whatever it is. Can you guys put something in a form and then I'll go through it and I'll read it out and then we'll go through this together? It's like, well, if you're within the community from the host or the streamer is doing that, that's pretty shit. You know what I mean? Like that's shit, in my opinion. It is. I don't know. I just feel like some elements of everything for it is like, yeah, I understand why they're doing it for it, but the premise is always going to be tied to other people like that. I don't own any of this, right? But I'm just saying that if you're within a group or a community like that, you wanting to do the same thing for it, it's going to get tied together. Overall, it's a very gray area. Oh, absolutely. Because it is case by case with that. It is. Yeah, no stress, Sanity. You need to innovate it and give it your own touch if you're going to yoink something from another person, the way I see it. I feel like there's different times where you could say, no, that's okay. Like I said, if I did a puzzle and then GB goes, hey, you know what? I'm going to stream the puzzle, which is pretty cool because like GB has been wanting to do a puzzle for a long time. He goes, you know what? I'm just going to start doing it. I'll start streaming it. It's like, okay, that's cool. Because it's like, it gives you that inspiration. It gives you that motivation to do it because I've done it. And you could just chat while you're doing it away. That kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. That's sweet. What puzzle are you doing? And then he goes, oh, I'm doing the Simpsons one like you did. I'm like, okay. Yep. Interesting. But if he goes like, oh, I've got this really cool Star Wars one that I haven't done, that I was being meaning to do for 3 years, watching you do it is like, kind of want to do it. I'm like, okay, sweet. That's cool because it's different. I see where you're coming from. I think it'd be different if you did the Sunday thing first and then they copied it. That's not a huge deal. But if you guys had a private chat and planning on doing a specific form of content and they snaked you, I'd say you'd have more of a reason to be frustrated. I actually disagree with you. Now, look, like I said, I don't own form content on Sundays for it, right? But when you see behaviors in, if it's a once-off thing, or if it's like, oh, I'm just going to randomly do that, you're like, okay. But they're like, so that's like more of an what's okay, right? The other part is like, they're like, okay, I'm doing it every Sunday, 8 p.m., you know, I'm going to advertise in your Discord or I'm going to be around in your community and this. there is an obvious like underlying factor. There really is. And I don't think anyone could convince or say something different in that for it. It really depends. It's very dependent on the approach, and how they view or idolize you, and a lot of those things for it. Because at the end of the day, content's going to be like yoint like that. You know what I mean? But I think especially where you have people where thanks, Baz. Thank you.
Mahal is a part of the bloodline, Rainbow Kappa. Interesting, I was speaking to someone in Discord who is a very Rainbow Kappa type of person. Has a pretty feminine laugh too. I believe you actually know the person. Hee hee. Ring a bell? Not MJ. How about, hee hee, you're a dickhead Joey. Ring a bell? Love you, bro.
Thank you, Baz.
For the 47 Doritos.
Thanks,
Big
man.
4-year next month wild.
Thanks very much. You guys are really off your timing today, aren't you? Thanks, man. Thanks for the 47 months. Thanks, bro. Thank you. Hope you had a good weekend. Definitely agree on not allowing people to cannibalize your community. The other person should be complementary instead of in competition. Yeah. And I think the approach as well, Sensitive, where, because I forgot what I was going to say. Fuck's sake. That's a good word. Cannibalizing or trying to feed off or trying to leech, trying to leech off that and off you and off your community. And if you've made friends within the community and stuff like that, and then you become close with them, and then you start doing the similar content within that smaller community like that, that's weird to me, Complimentary would be like, hey, like, are you doing Fortnite, right? And then I'm like, I'll be involved in Fortnite stuff. And then it's like, you want to squat up or whatever. And then they're like, I'm just going to keep playing Fortnite because it was great. I'll just stream it again or whatever. It's very dependent, I feel. But a lot of the time, and I have I have a very skeptical mind, Yeah, what up, Wolfie? What's up, bro? I feel like me in my skeptical mind, I just feel like I've been in the game for a long time, right? I can definitely not dictate who can do what, but I have more than an equipped mind, and I have more of a... my gut feeling is always right on this stuff, where I think people are definitely here for the wrong reasons. Even if they're not aware of what they're doing, it still comes across in the bad way for it, and I frown upon it, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's all right. No stress. 7 a.m. Fucking hell. Stay back an hour and a half because some people just don't get shit done. And of course, has to go back to you, hey? Fucking annoying. Does that answer all of, like, the question, I guess? I guess coming back to the main question, copying other creators' content is a bit dodge. I actually agree with you if it is taken in the wrong way, or if what they are doing is so blatantly obvious. And I don't mind when people get inspired. People get inspired by a community, or if it's like, if I do it and they're like, yeah, okay, that's cool. But if it's like, if I could make a big itemized list of like, oh yeah, I did this, it's like, yeah, I notice these things, of course. And to be honest with you, there's definitely people who do that, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, we get inspired by so many people for it that we could just run our own stuff, right? So if I was to do it to like 100 viewer Andy, or even like a 5 viewer Andy for it, I get inspired the same way. I just think there's different lines,
Sanity Dweller
Sanity,
is a part
thanks,
of the
man.
bloodline.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. 49 months. Legend, bro. Thank you. Thanks, man. Borrowing content or taking something and adding a twist is sick and cool. Feels like you're making an impact. Straight up ripping shit, cringe. It feels like that is the same take. Hey, thank you. Thanks, man. Thanks, Gronk. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks. Thank you. Is that a hype train? W.
Fuck me, ooh, Gronk
Thank
just
you.
gifted 1 subs.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Thanks for gifting it to Jess B. There's a difference between being inspired to straight up copying. Yeah, and that blurred line is always going to be blurred. In my perspective, I feel like I've got a good judge of character to know when
Just
people
trying to make you lose train of thought again.
I feel like people only do that, or people who do that stuff. Yeah, sure. It's like, oh, I want to do it because I really love watching Joey, and Joey does that. I'm going to do my own. And if it's within, because at the end of the day, this is what happens on Twitch, right? Within communities, you're always going to have smaller communities that will form from there. Right? Or you're going to have people who join your community and then people are going to cross with those communities. You know what I mean? You're going to get people who cross through while they're doing their own stuff for it. Everything is going to be cross in between. And it's like you don't own everyone, right? So maybe some people want to go to a smaller stream, or maybe some people want to go to the bigger streams for it. And that's what happens, yeah? But if that said person, right, is planning or even doing similar things or makes emotes that you have or very similar things and stuff like that, I feel like that's where it gets for me weird. And I actually don't take it as a compliment. I kind of take it a bit opposite. I'm like, interesting. You know what I mean? And I feel like that I'd be entitled to that feeling. If it's repeat offenders, or if it's blatantly obvious, and if it makes me uncomfortable for it, I'm going to go through that gut feeling, because I don't think I'd be oversensitive. I don't think I'd be oversensitive feeling that way. I just feel like I've been doing this long enough that at the end of the day, people will want to emulate the same things with you, or people who they're inspired by, so they'll straight up do it. You know what I mean? Let monkey see, monkey do. The only people I know who do confessions are you and Kiki. I think you mentioned you borrowed the idea, which is fair. Other people will rip it and not say anything, or mention the original inspirations. Yeah, and I mean, I just said 15, 20 minutes ago where I was like, well, I yoinked the Just Chatting thing from Brody and Kiki, and Brody took it from Keeks. And I won't ever do a dedicated confessions Sundays for it, because that's her thing. And if I did, which I have done before, has been a once-off thing, because I'm like, do you guys reckon we could do that? That's kind of a cool idea. I really like what Keeks is doing because I'm so public about it, right? Not that I have to, but I just feel like, obviously, when she's my friend, and someone who we've rated and who you know, and who she comes in here as well, we're friends. So I feel like giving that is it's just it's like that camaraderie between any streamer, right? I also feel like an issue with smaller streamers is that they're terrified of excommunicating some of their community due to potential loss of removing someone whose community was built on your current formats. So you're saying that some of the smaller streamers are afraid of something like that happening if they were caught out, or if they were like, hey, look, I noticed that you're doing this. I don't like this. You're more than welcome to join around for it. I don't appreciate the yoink or whatever. It's a bit of a difficult conversation to have, right? I don't think I would be afraid of having that conversation, because it definitely can come across as what's it called? Insecure. I definitely am insecure about a lot of things, and that's completely honest. From a smaller streamer who is if they join your community and you know that they're a leech and shit, I don't get or even if you think that that's the similar, if that's the similar things that happen, I'm not really afraid of that, to be honest with you. Because I feel at the end of the day, if it was like, oh, hey guys, I know that there's people who cross watch people, especially those who are in the community, if they're smaller or medium size or same size or even bigger. It's your job to keep these people, right? But what I wouldn't appreciate is people who constantly do that for it, even if they were trying to make it theirs. And I just take it as more so a disrespect and more of a frowned upon thing. So them being worried about excommunication, I guess it goes to the thing if like don't blatantly copy in the first place, even though if they're inspired, like, I don't know. That's more so of an approach of how I would do it. Of if I seemed like that I was insecure, but it's different when if the same person is giving you uncomfortable vibes from either if it's similar stuff, if they've done it before, or if they're a habitual, they take that like blatantly, right? And then versus if they do one thing and you go, hey, don't do that, I did that. You know what I mean? That's the difference between being insecure versus having an inkling or having that gut feeling. Hey, Emily, how you doing? Emily, how do you reckon? Anyone who's like, do you feel the same way? I like over-analyzing this stuff because it happens. It's happened multiple times over my fucking 5 years, bro. I could give 2, probably 3 now. Probably 3 like examples that off the top of my head. 2 aren't around anymore. If you're inspired, show some respect where you got the inspiration from. Don't straight up take the idea and treat it as your own. No, nothing's stopping you from doing so, but just be respectful. Everyone's trying putting their all on here. It really is. And I feel like people just want to emulate the shit. Well, like people see Kai Cenat is on 400k plus subscribers now, right? Oh, I want to do that. I could just game and I want to do the same thing. I want to get 1 billion fucking viewers and live off this, right? It's like, yeah, of course, monkey see, monkey do. And then you get involved with other communities. Hey, this community is very wrestling heavy, rap heavy, a lot of inside jokes or references that you get, right? People are going to attach themselves like that, but then they try to run it themselves to be exactly the same with what you want for it. It's very easy to attach yourself like that. But that streamer won't always react the same way for it. Some people just don't give a flying fuck. And that's okay. Like, someone might not care if you have similar names or jokes. So let's say if me and GB were like, yo, what's up, big dog? And I'm like, hey, we're the big dogs around here. He's like, oh, okay. And then GB goes, yo, we're the medium-sized dogs. It's like, okay. But like, I'd be cool because me and GB have that coolness for it. But if he started his own, or he already had like a little community of his, and then a few of the others caught on to, he's like, hey, I'm the medium dogs. Who wants to be a medium dog? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with it because that's our joke and ran with it, whatever. But yeah. Someone tried to copy my cheese tax, which is very lame. How? Did they just yoink it? Literally went on his stream and was like, Emily gives her dog cheese as a redeem, and I want to do that too, but for subs. So how do you take that? Turns out he was a sex pest anyway, so I'm glad I cut him off. Oh, is that, my son is also named insert name. Is that the person? Please say no. Okay, Joe, I'm sorry, I'm stealing your content for stream, OnlyFans. Oh, okay, TikTok dude. Okay, well, either way. I didn't even know who that was. Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay. Either way, though, God, it's so weird. I feel like it's a bit weird, Emily, right? That's directly doing it. And it's like, oh, I'm involved in Emily's community, so I'm going to do that. It's like, I told him that was pretty lame. You could come up with something different. Yeah, So prior to this, I was explaining that like it's case by case for sure. But if let's just say there was an itemized list or there was like multiple examples of, I've got like, I got these Sundays. I have Willy Wednesdays where I whip out my Willy. And then someone goes, oh, I'm going to call it Whip It Out Wednesdays. It's like, okay. Yeah, what up, Boggles? What's up, man? Appreciate your thoughts and experiences. Like you said, people see something they like and they try to replicate it. It makes sense. In the creative space, replicating others isn't always going to give off the respect you'd think it will. So it might feel like lazy leeching. Entirely depends. Yeah, that's spot on. Spot on, Sanity. Yeah. Oh, hey, bro, what's going on? I miss Willy Wednesdays. It's not a thing, man. I never started Willy Wednesdays. I try my best to come up with original stuff, but it's hard in content creation. Everyone's got little things that they're only theirs, though. It's obvious if someone copies. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If, let's say, it's such a tricky line, isn't it, Emily? Like, you go on your stream and you're like, hey, I'm going to call this this is the cheese hour. And then you're like, you give cheese hour, whatever. And then I go, hey, this is the Pepsi Max hour. It's like, okay. Okay. But I mean, it's just, it's so dependent on what it is. You need to teach me Twitch slang that's not W or L. Emotes are the biggest thing, Boggles, right? You get 7TV, make a stream that goes, all right, guys, you put in emotes and we're going to use these from now on. All right? That's literally it. A lot of my Twitch slang is just from like, I say W in a very, it's not a sarcastic way, but I'm just like, that's a W. Because I can't be fucked saying win. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be fucked. It's just everything abbreviated or shortened or from an emote form, that's the way. I'm going to never miss a Wednesday. It's not real, dickhead. It's not real, Sanity. Willy Willy Wang Wang. Yeah, that's my alt, man. You got me. I was going to do an award show thing, but after seeing yours, I was like, okay, maybe not. It felt too similar. I'll tell you what, awards nights are actually very common, right? Very common. I think, Boggles, I saw that you did one. I think you said that you did one in a post. I've done one. I yoinked it from fucking Brody. I yoinked it from Beefy when he streamed. I did my own.
W is longer than saying win. How is that shorter?
W. It's just easy. And for people to type out W, you're going to type W, right? If in a normal chat you have W versus like Drake, like I say Drake because we're, hey, there he is. What the hell? You're actually here. Yeah, I did one. It was so fun. Like, give it out to the viewers. Yeah. So, last month, Boggles, yeah? Every year we've done an awards show, right? This is the fourth one that we've done. I don't give the awards because I'm poor. If anything, I'd give him Anthrax because Thangy Genesis just keeps hitting on me, right? So you have to kill him off slowly in game. But like the awards night thing, I think I don't. If it's like a big idea and I don't mind it for it, just don't do it on the same weekend. But like if Emily goes, hey, I'm thinking about doing something right at the end of the year. Would that be cool? I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. But even like people just doing shit all the time for it, if it wasn't the same categories, the same way that I did it, if she found the same graphics or had like the bloodline up and it was her doing it, I'd be like, ugh. What Emily's saying about the awards thing is the reason why I was saying it's silly to draw lines. Even the cheese thing. Like, it was mega viral, giving dogs cheese, so I found it tough to say that's a unique thing to a stream. Although I do see why it'd be shitty to get directly yoinked on. It's more so directly yoinked on because of, like, one, what she said about the guy saying, Emily does this, so I thought I would do this. It's like, come on, that's like my thing. You don't particularly own the thing, but in this direct sense of like, hey, I'm a part of Emily's community. I have a community of my own, or if we share the same viewers or this, that, whatever it is for it, I've name dropped that Emily does this thing. I want to do the same thing and put a spin. It's like, come on. You know what I mean? I think that's the approach that she'd be saying it, and I understand it on a creator perspective. Not to say that your perspective is wrong or it's incorrect, or I'm the streamer here, you don't understand as the viewer, but because I have this perspective, it's a little bit different. A little bit different in that sense. No, I'm not calling you that. I don't have the pass, bro. If the other person said, Emily does this and I thought it was cool, then I'd love to do something similar for my streams, then that's not as bad. I think it definitely irks me. It definitely irks me in the sense, boss, but if they said, hey, Emily did a really cool job doing this, so I yoinked it off the W, right? It still irks me a little bit because that's just how I feel for it, right? If Emily goes, she went behind my back, was like, well, not behind my back, but she was like, hey, I'm doing awards night as well. We'll do it in October. At the end of October, not to say I own the month, but it's just like the way that people go about it, or even if you share the viewers and you do the exact same thing for it, fuck, this line is so blurred, is it not? Yeah, absolutely boggles. Yeah. No, you know what? Fuck you. You sit there and you watch me and you agree with everything I say. Of course you can. Hey, Doey, I'm going to stream. And how I start stream is going to be set, ASAP, thang line, sex on me. And put a 2 up. And then you say, talk tour. And then we get you to 50 followers. Is that what you're saying? I follow 2 streamers who I have 0 community crossover who both have a reward, my dog channel points. Sometimes it's just different, Aussie, you know? Like, it's not the fact that if Emily had started the thing for her dog or has it like that, right? But it's the fact that it's more so you know that the inspiration comes from them. So they want to do the same thing, but they're like, oh, I just want to do the thing for subs or make it a channel point reward. So they redeem it and they go, here's your cheese tax. And the way that Emily does it is very similar. She's like, hey, cheese tax. It's like, it's just a little bit off-putting. A little bit off-putting, especially if it's like regulars in your chat and this, yeah, you know what I mean? It's still iffy, but not as bad as straight. Em did this, so I did the exact same thing. Yeah, for real. Wording, context, how you approach it, yeah. Yep. Low key though, who cares if someone rips your content? Like, it's just what happens, and the person that does it better is usually rewarded more. And surely it's an ego glaze if someone copying you, but that doesn't mean you're doing something good and it's worth copying. See that? So the take on that, I actually agree with, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're on Twitch or you do any YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is, right? People are going to always yoink that thing for it. And either they're going to make it better or they straight rip. And if you pop the fuck off because of it, this is what it is, right? It is what it is. It's like dog eat dog world for that, right? So if I'll put it in perspective, right? Yours is big, right? Your clip was big for the toaster thing, right? If I did it and I only got a max of 500 views, I lose. I just lose because like it's already been done, right? It's already been done. You did it. But if I try it, and I'm like, yo, I do like the exact same thing or similar stuff for it. It's like, okay, yeah, but Boggles did a better L. Did I cop that L, right? If there's big streamers where they do Pokemon challenges, right? I've got a whole bunch of Pokemon challenges I've got written down on here. And I want to do the same approach as what Point Crow does, what Flygon does, some of these other guys who I religiously watch for it when I'm eating food, right? And I'm like, oh, I could do that same style when I edit it, but I'm going to do it with doing this. I'm going to do Vaporeon and Lopunny and all the ones that you sex hard. And that'll be the challenge. It's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Same editing stuff for it because that's what's different about the meta or the way that people watch it. Ideology and stuff is always going to be yoinked. And especially if it's meta or if it's trending. One's for carrot and one the other for his kibble. Nothing similar in how it goes down. And And if they don't know each other for it, that's what's different, right? And it's a very popular or very normal thing to have as well. Lack of personal creativity, because doing it, you like an idea someone else had is fine. Like you said, it's hard to find that line. I honestly reckon it's just very dependent on what content you're offering. If it's within your own community, that sort of yoink it for it. And it's like drawing inspiration, but also leaves that little bit of an ick for it. I actually do agree with what Boggle said and with what I think Sensitive said earlier with like, hey, it's like apes together strong. But it's like, oh, it's just like people rip it all the time, which is the first point that people made, right? The first point that people made, I agree with you. I do. There's always going to be a different line or a different perspective or a different thing where it's like, look, they did it better, or they have this spin on it. Or if it's like, oh yeah, Joey did this, so I'm just going to do that for it. Yeah, you put your own twist on it. Yeah. Yeah. Everything has been done before. It's like hard to reinvent the wheel. Man, it's fucking hard, especially in this like era, right? Like pre-2020, I'd say, was like, yeah, it was still hard, especially with pranks and this, that, right? It all ramped up during COVID because everyone was coming to get inside. Everyone was limited to what they're doing. There was no IRL stuff for it. People staying in. People like people doing like speed running for Minecraft or any other trend or anything like that for it because everyone's inside. Everyone was doing the same thing for it. That's why I feel the IRL side of things is super untapped again because that's more original. Everyone's at home. They've already done the same shit now, right? Are you sure you shaved? Looks like you exactly were in October. Hey, Flummox. Yeah, look at it, dude. It's growing back already. Look at it. This is day 17. Not really. I shaved a little bit beforehand, but still. I think it's literally only bad or annoying if they're cannibalizing your community by yoinking. But I think the best way to grow would be to look at what is working and copy and improve. That's what I do agree with you with. That cannibalization word is like, I actually agree with that. I do. That's probably one of the big thing. Yeah. Only sexy mods, yeah. Context and intent. Yeah. Real. Hey, Kit Kat. Speaking of, the mustache, it looks good. Ever thought about keeping it? Have you thought about keeping your balls? Because I'm ripping them off in-game. I do agree with a lot of you guys, though. Especially with the takes of like, hey, I'm doing this content. So it's not to say that you can't ever yoink it. There's just the difference on like, if it's within the community stuff and it's like, oh yeah, it'll always be put to the streamer, or like if it's like communities within communities or within that same area or space, the same circle for it, it's always going to be put to someone else like that. But if, let's say, if I do it, right, and it goes to like, oh yeah, Point Crow did this, I'm like, yeah, you're damn right, because I'm going to try it, because I love watching the guy. However, I'm going to do it where you can reset it for money. Or if I don't do it within 5 days, then I'm killing myself. In-game, of course. I'm going to play in traffic in-game if I don't beat this challenge in 5 days. You like to touch my balls again to do that. Simpson did it. Real shit. Yeah, real shit. I really don't care otherwise. That was the only time someone's ever directly said they was stealing from me. People can do whatever the fuck they want. At the end of the day, community come to watch me and not just because of a random incentive. Yeah. And if that person wants to yoink that, if they choose to do more, or if they're habitual stealers like that, it's like, that's when it changes. That's when it changes for it. It's like, if it's a once-off thing, they're like, oh, Emily did this. That's cool. It's like, yeah, okay, look, it is a bit of an irk because I do agree with you. But if it's like a constant habitual thing, it's like, bit weird. Internet's always going to be who can tell the joke the loudest, who can do the thing idea. Yeah. And if you get super clouded because of it, and if you go to a 1 viewer Andy, or if you go to like a below 10 viewer Andy, where I strongly believe, not even just on those numbers specifically, the smaller streamers will have the best content for that. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that. I really do. So guess what? A lot of the big guys for it, they'll go scope, or other chatters or other community members, they will scout for you, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this guy did it for it." Or even it reverses the other way. Obviously, that's more of the that's more of the common thing, where oh yeah, I saw Ludwig do that. Would you do that? It's like, yeah. Because people in those smaller places want to see you do it. Because they're like, I can't be fucked with their chat. Or I can't be fucked watching the video for it. We want to see you do it. Because we want to see the streamer put their spin on it. That's what the true loyalty, and that's where it lies. Oh, what's that? What's that? Boggles is going to smash his fucking shed. I was lurking the other day. Boggles, do you think you could do that? Just light like 10,000 firecrackers in your fucking shed? Because I saw someone else do it. He'd be like, maybe. But like, if he's like, I just don't have the money, I'd lose my house because of it. But like, there's obviously a difference of like, oh yeah, Kai Cenat blew up his fucking house. Can you do that? Fuck no. Hell no. Within reason, obviously. Are there more questions? Yeah, sorry. I just love a good engaging question. Sorry. Bro, I would do anything, but I'm scared of getting banned now. Oh, it's so fucked, isn't it? Because Twitch is... You talk about this being a grey line. Twitch's TOS things are the biggest grey line in existence. I just showed Mike Tyson's ass. If I get banned, so be it. But, someone shows their bare asshole and... they'll get a 3-day ban. If I get banned by showing Mike Tyson's ass, I get 7 days. It's like, yeah, sick. Blow up a Hot Wheels on a macro camera with a React cam in the corner. No yoink this idea, please. Only use me for this. Okay, only me use for this. Okay. Suddenly I'm doing a toy car. Yes, and we'll get a little camera and... it'll roll around. Yeah, and we'll have Kofi Cam as well. Incite racism and hate? 7 days. Forces shows a horse cock accidentally because of chat's fault. Indefinite ban. Oh, yeah. Small pixel of XQC showing a nipple or showing something that shows the bottom of the areola for it. 7 days. C-word is TOS. If excessive use, and I don't know how I can be Australian. No, do it. Fuck it. Who cares? Blow that shit. Say cunt, shit, fuck. Anything else but the bad ones, obviously. The other F. Like, do it. They're all fine. I feel like a lot of people actually don't know now because of like, oh, I just don't know. But you just run it. You can just run that, A lot of people are very scared. You shouldn't be scared like that, The CEO guy logged into his Twitch account and showed he was just following a whole bunch of e-girls at the hot tub streamers. Yeah, apparently he got cooked on that. He did. And then there was another instance as well where someone checked his Pornhub account or some shit like that. Say the R word. I can't, man. You just can. I can't. Yeah, it really is sensitive. But look, I still love Twitch. I still love what I'm doing on here. It's slowly getting okay. Minus the ad shit and, sort of 1 step forward, 2 step back shit. But, I mean, it is getting better. Yeah. Nah, you can't get me on it, man. You just can say it for it because I allow it, but like, yeah, I can't wait to 2025 when they're fixing bans, adding context clips. Oh, that kind of shit like that. If you get banned or if you get warning or whatever it is for it, you get the proper I love that. That's what I'm talking about with Twitch is so easy to hate and shit on for it, but they've actually made some really good changes and. People giving people second chance shit like that for it, and more context, very needed. So that's why it's kind of cool. Yes, you can, Flummox. You guys can. As long as it's not attacking people like that. So if like, don't do it. But if it was like, Myth, you are it's like, don't do that. But it's like, you can, it's such a blurred line, you know? Again, I don't mind. Don't use it for like directly or for malice. Okay. Next question. Sorry. To answer your question, ipso facto, I don't mind about, you know, people always say all the time, I'm inspired. I loved that you did this for it. But a lot of people in my time have definitely done it for the wrong reasons. So I think I'm a bit wary of who does it once off for good or whatever. But either way, ideas are ideas. It's made to yoink. Do it. Just collab with the streamer stealing it so you can leech back. Yeah, real shit, huh? Yeah, real shit. Really great question, by the way. Thanks. All right, Nathan. Here he is. I called it, eh? He actually used his name. Thangalang. Do you have a memory of people doubting you, but you prove them wrong that isn't streaming? I think games probably the most. I think people who say, oh, I don't think you could play that game. I don't think you could do that game, right? I mean, look, I had a lot of help with Nomu and GB from Souls games and shit. Never played it. Yeah, sure, it took me ages. But I feel like people saying, oh, yeah, you won't get Radahn. Radahn will take this long kind of thing. It just fuels me more of like, no, I mean, look, I might take a long while to sort of grasp it for it, but I'm a very quick learner. So when people say, oh, you won't finish this week, you'll have to come back tomorrow, I'm like, okay. I'll stay up to 3 a.m. to fucking beat Pokemon, to beat fucking Elden Ring. Like, those things are probably the first things that come to mind, but that's a part of streaming. If we're talking about gaming is the first thing. Gaming is always the first thing because it's people who come into chat or people come into like whatever and they say, you know, yeah, what up, Sim? It's your song. Your song. That's one question. My answer for this is easy. Weight loss of 40 kg in 6 months. Sick, cut. And people doubt you like that? That's so sick. Love that. So sick. So gaming is the first thing for me. I feel like I think proving people wrong when they say like, oh, this won't last or you can't do XYZ thing for so long. I mean, I can, because even though, okay, I hate bringing this up for it. Yeah. When we're talking about the incentivize things, right? When it's like, oh yeah, it might just be a phase for it, people won't get into it as much, or it's like, yeah, it's a bit cringe, right, whatever for it, right? It's like doing the incentivized content is very reliant on like your community, because your community will give like money for it. I think in this era, unless you're Kaisenat, if you tell people that you're doing this content for it, or you have a goal, or like a dono bar, or like a subathon, or something like that, right? People want to see those goals ticked off, right? So I feel like proving people wrong specifically for that content, where it's like, yeah, look, it's not going to last forever for it. Like, you have to rely on subs. You can't rely on subs forever. Yeah, that's fair enough. But I mean, there are ways around it that you can entice people, but also make it proper content for it, right? That's always a tricky one. Again, that's part of streaming. Or even if like people say, oh, I bet you won't last 3 months at the job. I remember doing my sales job ages ago. Where like I didn't think I would last like 3 months. So this was me to me, not others proving others wrong. I like proving myself wrong too. I lasted 2 years and I thought I would be gone in 3 months. So that's one of the things where I proved myself wrong with honing a good skill and running with it. People doubt I'd move out to SA. Sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you gotta. I did last 3 months of that fucking job. Man, it is tough. Sales is tough, brother. Don't blame ya. I don't fucking blame you, man. I think proving myself wrong, it doesn't have to necessarily be like, if people say, oh, I bet you won't do this. I'm like, okay. You won't get plat. Okay. You want to see that shit? All right. I'm just very confident in my own abilities with stuff. I'm very real. Oh, I bet you won't get diamond in Overwatch. Yeah, you're right. I'm too shit. You're easily a diamond player. You probably won't get it. Yeah, I probably won't. Unless I dedicate all my time to it, but still. The only doubting I get for jobs are from myself. Yeah. There's a lot of like, oh, I bet you won't do that. I'm like, okay, I can't do that. But I'm very confident in what I can do. Oh, really? Really? Opposite for me, sensitive. Telesales is hard because you can't gauge people face on value. I found telesales easier because I started doing door-to-door first. So I just, you know what I mean? So. Well, back to retail. Oh, surprised that lasted a whole month in that call center job. Hey, at least you gave it a whirl though, you know? If you said, Miff, that I think I could do it for about 6 months and then you don't, it's like, hey, at least you, like, there's still the lesson to be learnt, right? It doesn't make you less of a man or anything. It's just, hey, I tried it, dude, you know? I got told the average personal trainer only lasts around 9 months in the industry. It'll probably happen to you. And then I proceeded to be a PT for 7 years. I only ended on my own accord. That's sick shit. That's gang shit, you know? Yeah, like proving the average wrong. Like, on average, you won't really like that's the other thing, actually. Speaking of the sales job, people actually don't last more than a week or 2 weeks on the phones because guess what? Or even a month max, because you know why? People can't handle rejection, right? I trained myself to get used to the rejection, but I always knew that I'm a shit talker. I'm a people pleaser, right? Or not people pleaser in that sense, but the way that I got more confident and speaking that way, I proved that 1 month wrong because I knew I was like, yeah, people don't really get a sale until like 1 month in. I got it within 2 weeks. I got my first sale in the first 2 weeks because I was like, you know, hi, I'm Joey calling from 24/7. How are you today? You good? Yeah, that's good. Until yeah, g'day, it's Joey calling. How you doing? Yeah, that's good, that's good. Do you mind if I ask what kind of work you're doing there, mate? When you know that they're fucking true blue Aussie, you begin to learn it. You're honing it and that's how it is, you know? Door-to-door, committed some cheeky credit card fraud, got fired, moved on telesales, got fired, went to office jockey. You're reported. No, you're not. Sick cut. Love it. Scam him. Scam him, bro. They're scamming everyone else. Tit for tat. I feel better doing a sale in person because I can actually have a conversation. Yeah. Some people just hone into it properly in person, but also being passive first or not trying to chase after the sale. Yeah. Buy it now, cunt. Buy it now. All right, we'll keep going. Thanks for the question, by the way. Thank you. I go for around 8 to 10 kilometer walks every day, and it wasn't really doubting me, but they said I couldn't walk to a creek, and well, 20.75 kilometers later, I did it. Yeah, I feel like some people just want to set you up for that bad mentality or that mindset. So, like, you're going to prove them wrong, you know? Have to. Hey, Babs. Oh, I went over to Warrnambool, man. It was sick. Jazzy and I went to Warrnambool. Really, really cool. From Saturday, stayed overnight, came back today. So I'm a bit knackered, to be honest with you. How are you, man? What'd you get up to? I was so fucked up after that day, though. Yeah, but still, you did it. You'll carry that lesson versus what your body went through on that one day. Unless you injured yourself. Unless you injured yourself. All right, we'll go to the next question. Have you ever watched Lilo and Stitch? Or just wanted to chill the trees? Ahana. What's the most relaxing thing for you to do? Oh, actual question. Well, Thangalang. Thangalang, you put that in there? Nah, just sunburn. And that's just like, what, 2 weeks max or something? Who cares? Oh, were you really? We were Warrnambool. Fucking nice out there, though. It was. It was like 35 or something, but it was like nice weather. And then today it was all rainy and shit. Weird. The most relaxing thing for me to do. Sit and play with Kof. Yeah. Goon on the timeline. I have a girlfriend. Why would I be doing that? Just say jork it. Old job I used to do for had to travel out there heaps. Yeah, that's where Jazzy's from. She's from Warrnambool. Really cool out there. I like it. See you, Dino. The most relaxing thing for me to do, sitting downstairs, playing with Kof. 1, it's cool down there. 2, it's my downtime where I can actually like, you know, have me and him time. The other most relaxing thing for me to do on the weekends, doing nothing with Jazzy. Just watch TV, or even if we go out for a drive or fucking whatever it is. Everything on stream is very like, you know, very like I'm on, right? I'm on, right? Because everyone who streams has a very like on persona or very like stuff like that, right? But when I'm not on camera and when I'm not doing anything during the week for it, I just relax. I'm not on the PC for that. You know? Go and watch Netflix. Go hang out with Kof and Theo. Go hang out with her, obviously. Just being out is very relaxing to me. Not thinking about work or whatever. You know what I mean? So, yeah. BuzzTech, the phone store? They owe me thousands. The boss told me to unalive myself. BuzzTech. Remember that one when Jazzy comes in, Flummox? See if she knows the people or whatever. Yikes. Actually ask her. Go for a walk or listen to music. Yeah, chill with the missus. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? That's probably the most relaxing things where I don't have to think about work or I don't have to think about doing something for stream or plan anything out. Like anything apart from that, even just being downstairs and having that alone time or just whatever time for it, love that. Those are my really cool, relaxing things. Anything away from this house? Yeah, yours is probably chilling by the trees, eh? Thanks, bro. Thank you. All right, we'll go through the next one. My most relaxing thing is speedrunning chat restriction for League. Yes, please. Get you off that game, bro. And then you go into Rocket League. I only said GG 5 times. Ooh, wonder which Nathan this one is. What did Big Sexy Dwaddy, aka Big Dickles Doughy, want to do before streaming like career choice? If you could answer that Whittle Questy for me, I would much appreciate it. Sex? Fuckable thing. I don't make these up, man. I read it, you have to read it on screen, alright? Hit him with it, Miffy. I can't say it. That's my favorite clip of all time. I said GG 5 times. Good question, though. The sex at the end gave it away. Yeah, I think where he said fuckable thing, maybe. It could be him. Maybe. Want to do... What did Doughy want to do before streaming like career choice? Good question. I wanted to do marketing. I have my bachelor's in it, right? Anything that's just... I wanted to delve into it and see if I could actually fit in that role, right? I know how to talk to people. I know how to push products. I know how to, like, if this is good for you, I'm gonna be the guy behind that, right? So you could trust me. So gaining that trust first, make it all work, like giving it to the right audience and stuff like that. I feel like I have a good knack for that stuff, right? So marketing was actually one of the big things. If I didn't, I probably would have stayed in merchant services, which means taking calls in to pretty much help businesses run the way that they're supposed to run for it, problem solve it, and get you the best of the best. I've talked to CEOs, I've talked to people who own the gas stations, because I used to work for MotorPass, which is a, if anyone knows, it basically, think of it as a credit card for fuel. If any of you have seen what MotorPass is or Fleet Card, it's just credit card for fuel. And I was a merchant services advisor, right? So owners, like CEOs of BP and Caltex and stuff, I've talked to them before, and just like, yeah, we want this for this site. We want to open a new site. What do we need, kind of thing. It's just like, you tell me what you need for it and I'll help you, pretty much. I'd probably be doing something like that in whatever capacity. What I could tell you is not along the lines of it, but let's just say this Launtail stuff, especially when I'm starting for this week. By the way, I didn't. If you guys missed it, this week I am doing a campaign where I want to really push Launtail stuff. Right, one involves a video. One involves actually giving you guys 3 months of a free trial. I'm going to put a proper post in my Discord. If you want me to go through it again, I can, but I really want to push the gas on it, because to be completely blatantly honest with you guys, this shit needs to count now for it to be able to help me in the long run, and I need it to pop off. So I'm going to give this all my all for what I've got planned for the next couple month, whatever it is. Oh, nice, Gronk, nice. Shut up, Gronk. Before streaming, Joey was actually 1/3 of the Blue Man Group. What's the Blue Man Group? And you enjoyed doing that? Yeah, I kind of did, Nathan. That workplace was a really good workplace. I was earning decent money for what I was doing entry work. I could move up. I wanted to be a manager, but like having more responsibility for like relatively smaller pay for it's just not worth it. You know? I like helping people. I like problem solving, and I like being the communication and the liaise for big CEOs or big people or anything like that, and just knowing what you want and giving you no bullshit. I like doing that. In general, I really do. Sounds stressful? I mean, kind of, yeah, but if you know what you're doing, and you're confident, and it's also like gaining the trust and knowing that you can actually make the difference in being entrusted by people and being that connect with, like, yeah, Joey's got it covered for us. Like, yep, I got you covered. We could do this at this time for it. Let's make it work. You know, it's just cool. But I also love being my own boss. So then you work all towards that for it until you don't be the middleman for it and you become Hodge. What made you do that? Did it come out of nowhere? Well, that job came about because I think I've told you guys this story, but I was working for Fleet Card, which is the competitor of MotorPass. Been at the company for 2 years, been on that for about close to a year, that campaign for a year. At the end of that year, there were like all of our jobs were being lost. I was being made redundant, right? And I went to the director and I said, okay, I know that, because I was running it, right? I was the manager. Oh, I was 2IC. I was a 2IC. The manager was going to a different campaign. That Fleet Card was going to be mine, right? So I was going to be the manager managing my own team, right? And I went, we were all losing our jobs. I lost my job as well. Originally, I was going to be put to another campaign because they were like, we want to keep you on, but you have to start all over again. I had to start from being a salesman. So starting from the start on the phones, had to work my way up for it, had to make a new team in the future for Fleet Card. I had to start all over again. And I said no. I said, I want to be a full-time worker. And I know that you give it, because their thing was, they said, oh, we don't give that. I said, yeah, I do. I know you do. The trainer had it. A few of the managers had it there. And everyone else was a casual, right? And he goes, I can't give that. I'm like, you can. I said, you can. And he goes like, all right, well, like, this is what we can give you for it. When it gets down the road, we'll revisit it and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. Left on the Friday. I went to look to find some jobs between Monday and Tuesday. I went to the competitors. I went to MotorPass and I said, they had a full-time job lined up called Merchant Services. So instead of me calling people out or me listening to phone calls of all my team and, trying to build them up and getting more sales and this, that, I was being offered a position, or I was invited to go to an interview, full-time job. It wasn't outbound. It was inbound, right? So outbound calls you call out, inbound calls you get calls in, obviously, right? And I said, and then I said, yep, I can come in for the interview. So I got that confirmation on Monday. The next day I came in for Tuesday. I said, hey, I've got an interview with MotorPass on Wednesday. Can I take some time off work? They're like, yep, okay. They gave it to me. I was like, okay, I'll be back at work, but I need to take an hour off. I'll have to take time off. They're like, okay. And it's like casual anyway, so very nice of them to say yes anyway. Well, they can't say no. Well, they could, but still. So I went to the interview, came back. I literally went, because I worked in the city. And if anyone knows where Camberwell is, that's about 30 minutes away, 20, 30 minutes away. So I went to Camberwell and I was like, yep, okay. I went there and had the interview, came all the way back. It took about an hour, hour and a half, all up. I'm Amber. Yeah. Hey, X, what's up, man? It's over that way. Yeah, just out that way. And I got back and people were asking me, they were like, how'd it go? How'd it go? And I was like, yeah, pretty good. It was pretty good. It went really, really well. They called me back later that afternoon and they said, yep, we want you for the job. Straight away from that afternoon, I said, done. I'm there. So I talked to my director at the end of the day and I said, I don't want to work for you guys anymore. Unless I get full-time work, I'm leaving. And then they were like, they're like, I can't give you it. I'm sorry. I was like, okay, then I quit. I said, I'm going to quit by next Friday, because the next Friday was when people were losing their job anyway, or they were cutting down numbers. I said, I'm not going to continue this job in the new year, or come back in December, because I was losing my job for 6 weeks. I was losing a casual job for 6 weeks. 6 weeks, by the way. I left my last job by going to my manager, asking a raise. They said no. I was asked a market rate, sent out 5 CVs, last round of interviews at 3 companies, and then went back a week after and handed my notice. Yeah, nice. It's like knowing your value, right, Sensitive? Hey, Jess. That's so stupid. Look, when a company like that operates on casual work only for a outbound calling company, right? I tried it. I tried to get full-time work and they said no. So I said, because you know what they did? They overstepped the budget to recruit people in that year and they were off the mark by 4 weeks. They were off the mark by 4 weeks. So people were losing their jobs from the lead up from October to November. So I looked for a new job. I got full-time work. I did. It was less pay, but I obviously had sick pay, which is, is mad. Those places are built like that because they know so many casuals come and go. Yeah, exactly. Yep, because people can't hack it, right? I showed 2 years of loyalty and dedication to them for it. Couldn't show me a full-time contract. I was like, okay. Yeah, fucks over the real ones. That's true. It's right, Doug. Yeah. 5 years getting paid 72, including super. Asked for 80. They said no. Really? So what percentage is that sensitive? I'm not good with numbers. What's that? 5%? I don't know. Really? Fuck off. God, that's such a slap in the face, man, eh? Fucking gross. I walked across the mall around the corner, went to a local competitor, stole a bunch of customers with me because they preferred my customer service. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't do the same thing, flummox, right? So, what do you do, right? What do you do? I didn't start doing outbound calling. Oh, and by the way, while we're on this story, right? As I was quitting, and this is all truth, right? My only contract I had there was obviously the casual contract, right? It's just, hey, sign this. You'll be like, you're on your casual contract. You can leave at any time, this, that, rah, rah, right? And I swear this to you. On that Friday and the lead up, they knew that I was leaving for MotorPass. The director he said, can I see you real quick? It's like, yeah. And he goes, hey, so I understand you're going to MotorPass. I'm like, yeah. And it's like, I want you to sign something. That says that you're not going to divulge or give information on what we're doing for Fleet Card. And then I was like, yep, all right. I'm having my solicitor look at it. I'll let you know. And he's like, okay, I'll have something prepared for the next week for it. Never did. I wouldn't even tell anyway, right? But the fact that he hit me with that, I was like, okay. So I hit it with the solicitor thing. It's very smart that you guys know your ethics and your rights and everything for it before signing anything for it like that. You know what I mean? So I had something opposite happen last week. I had an interview with another bank. They gave me the shittest offer. Like what? Were they offering 40 grand? 32 minimum? Yeah, that's sick, Flummox. That's mad. Yeah, 6%. The new job I got like 18. Yeah, know your worth, bro. That's the biggest thing as well. Know your worth. I was going to do the dishes, but now you asked me to do the dishes. I'm not gonna. For my own question, even though I haven't gotten to to that point yet, me studying towards counseling therapy literally came from me going through therapy myself. I just want those people to be heard myself. Yeah. And that's a lot of the time that actually derives from Nathan. It really does. Helping people out or you struggling yourself, you don't want others to go through the same thing like that. I'm on 25 hours a week right now, and I'd be getting about the same pay, but more hours and not remote. Denied. Yeah, know your worth, lads. Just work at a pub at that point. That's if it was 40k. You know what I mean? Might as well. Most of those non-compete contracts are illegal anyways. Some of them don't allow you to work in the same industry for 5 years. Actually illegal shit. Yeah, but if you sign it, they've got you. That's actually true. I learned that way, sensitive, that for you not to divulge information, you're not allowed to at a minimum of 1 year. From that industry and from that example, I'm saying. It's not cut, paste between everything. But I knew, after I got actual advice from other people, that similar industry, if you go into a competitor or anything like that, unless it's stated in your contract anyway, from whatever you're doing, if you sign that, it's a minimum of 1 year of you can't divulge anything at all. And if you break that, they get you. But I mean, mine was outbound calling, trying to convince people to buy fleet cards versus this place where it's like, hey, we want to help you with your fuel or with your terminal. You know, the terminals that you punch in and stuff like that. That was more so what I was doing. So I actually wasn't really relevant. Yeah, Thangy. That's like your online persona for it. But then, hey, it's Nathan Genesis, therapist at your service. I went for management at Woolies for below minimum pay, for making almost double of that, one of one role in a job that I love in a flexible work environment. So much better for the mental. Classic of like valuing your mental versus like chasing the bag for it, right? Like, man, if I could, and I say this with all sincerity, and this is all true, my mental was the shittest it ever was doing that sales job. It actually caused a lot of my anxiety to flare up that I always known over the years. It allowed me to diagnose my anxiety and depression as well, and that's real. I say that with all sincerity for it, and that's all true. I went to a psychologist because of it, because chasing after sales, being told no, having nothing to look forward to. And then that's what caused the Japan trip. My therapist actually told me that I should go on a trip, or they were like, what do you want to do? I was like, I've never traveled before. I'd love to travel. They're like, could you do it? I was like, yeah, I think so. They're like, where do you want to go? I was like, Japan. Japan would be really cool. They're like, okay. If you can actually do it and take the time off for it, do it. And I did. That really made me like enjoy life again, because my whole life was so in this bubble, right? It was in this fucking bubble, and that was what my mental was for all that time. Sales, work, playing games on the weekend, going out, doing drugs. Like it was the same shit going round and round and round and round. So I just spiraled, and then went and got therapy. Went for like 4 or 5 sessions for it, where I felt like I didn't need to, or until after I got back from my trip, and that was it. And then I kind of broke a little bit down again, and then had my own advice, and yeah, it took that. You can even afford to keep me on board if you can't afford to sue me. I'm not going to say a thing on the Japan trip. Shut up. Doing my last job, phone related, literally caused me to have such terrible mental health. And then it ran into physical, heart related problems. Yeah, I feel you 100%. Yeah, and that's the real truth, man. And it's actually refreshing to hear that people that happened to you as well, in the way that I feel so included that you guys went through similar things like that, because I'm like, fuck, it's not just me being soft or not being like, oh, you did sales and you couldn't handle it for a year. Man, it was the worst. It was the fucking worst. Love the money. I loved chasing after things for it, but my brain is so hardwired now that like I need to achieve this and this, or I'll fall into a depression again. Right? And then streaming really unlocked it for me. Are you depressed? Go to Japan. There's one spot in particular, meets Logan. Just because I met Logan Paul doesn't mean he cured my depression. Fucking wankers, eh? I knew it. I fucking knew as soon as I said Japan. Cockhead. Honestly, worst I felt in years. I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one. I felt so guilty leaving after 6 months, but it was literally killing me staying there. Well, I remember seeing it where you were like so excited to jump into something new, and then seeing that like decline, or it's like you're like, hey man, I'm really not feeling good like about stuff for it, being taken a step back or lurking or whatever. And then it's like hearing people or seeing people, if they come back or are so expressive and shit like that for it, it goes into your lifestyle, man. You know, your lifestyle, your job. Like if you have partners or like family or anything like that, if you sit below trees, like fucking hell, man. Hey, see ya, bro. Good night, boss. Have a good one, man. See ya, brother. I didn't even plan what I was doing this week. Fuck me. Sorry. I went straight into this stuff. My bad. I'll do it at the end. This conversation right now with this text on the screen. Yeah, why do I have fuckable thing on here? Why? Why do I have this on here? I'm traveling all the second half of next year. Heading to Tahiti, Greece, Italy, Germany, France. I want to do a US trip. This is the only place outside of NZ I've been. Oh, shit. It's cool as fuck, Sanity. I sincerely hope, man, you do everything you want to do in those places. And then come back and tell us all the stories. I'm glad that it happened because it forces you to learn about yourself. But man, it sucked. Absolutely, bro. It does. It does, man, eh? Now I forgot the question. Put the question back up. Shut up. Actually, I got a question of my own before I forget. What do you guys want to do for this week? First of all, we're doing the Kalam stream with me, Leb, Cheese, and Liger. Just got to figure out the day. So I'll message him tomorrow. What the Hello? Hello? Yo. Yo, yo. Yo. Testing. Hello? I think you can hear me now, right? Mine did this the other day. Fucking hell. Do you have a Focusrite as well? Emily? Fucking annoying, man. What the fuck was that? Alright, whatever. Joey has an amazing ventriloquist act of voice throwing. Shut it. Alright. I do have to ask is, what are we doing for this week? The current plan is to be miserable at work until I crash out. Go to Japan, eat good food, do anime stuff, and mingle with some locals. Doug, literally, that's what I did. That's literally what I did. And I'm telling you, man, it changes a man. It does. Solo traveling changes you, bro. Sometimes you need that crash out, you know? How do you think Fuzi does it so well? Hey, Sazra, how you doing? We could hear you. It's just a lip sync. My bad. Sorry, guys. I used camera to stream my phone and just kept going out of sync. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, Miff. Definitely. It's like you have to go get and you have to learn these things as well yourself, you know? You just gotta keep you gotta keep going, you gotta keep making it happen. Feel me? The company made the Go XLR just came back from the dead and they're actively working on the device. Oh shit, really? What the fuck? Really? Why? That's sick. My plan is to work for 40 years so my house is paid off then die. The Australian dream, Sensitive. You live in it. What a guy. What a guy. That is the Australian dream, huh? Yeah, Australian economy, W. Hang on, just let me get this up on screen because we have to. Where is it? Here. Fucking hell, it's so windy here. Okay. Does this work? No, it doesn't work. Okay, you can see that, yeah? Okay, guys, what do you want to do for this week? One, we're doing the collab stream. Is there anything you want to see specifically? How's your cock? Shut up. Hi, Jazzy. Making sure my non-existent kids get fucking nothing. True. True. Hey, Jace, it's windy down under. Yeah, it is. It's very windy here in Melbourne, Australia. I thought the Aussie dream was to get injured and live off compo, no? Or live off disability. W. Is there anything you guys want to do? Specifically, Malbar in Australia. One day is off, so we need to do that for the collab stream. We could do Chat Teaches Joey a game. We could do W's of the Year form. Oh, sorry, you can't even see that one. My bad. My bad, sorry. Just shower, but without you wearing a cap. Well, I do have to do that at some point. That'll be easy. Tried that. Not qualified enough. Lobotomy? Yeah. I'll take care of you, Miff. Sure. Sure. I already stole thing from from other streamers. You can pick something from the past, but I feel like it's a bit late, so that's my bad. You could teach me a game. That'd be easy. I feel like music with a view would be good. Hated music? Yeah, we could do hated music of our lives. We could do that. We could do the post-game pokeathon. That'd be easy. Can I sign up for the lobotomy too? Sure. Sure. Secret stream bingo was funny last time. I didn't do fucking bingo, man. Dickhead. We can swap these out for other things as well. I just totally forgot that I was supposed to talk about this first. My bad. We can do something big for this week. Can't do IRL. Can't do the speed run. Could set up Family Feud, but that might take a bit. Can I sign up for the lobotomy, except you just tickle my prostate instead? Jazzy, Doug's hitting on me. I thought we got rid of the boyfriend in the bank. We can swap it. We could swap it. I could do an Ironmon challenge, or we could do the community tier list review. We could swap that for the tier list review. Sure, you get a stream going when it comes out. Spotify Wrapped. Oh yeah, when is it out? When's Spotify Wrapped coming out? Because I'll do that. I don't care. If we can plan out when the day actually is for Spotify Wrapped, then yeah, absolutely, abso-fucking-lutely. I'm down for that because I love going through them. December 1st. Time to bring back playing classic games like N64, PS1. We can, if you want. I thought it was this week. Really? We can. I can play OG games if you like. Simpsons Hit and Run. I already did that, Flummox. I already did that earlier this year? Ironmon one-type challenge could be done in one run. Or, I don't know. The one-type challenge we could do, but it depends what game. If it's Fire Red, maybe. If it's Fire Red, maybe. See ya, bro. You cool, Miff. No stress. Catch you, man. Have a good one. Let me just... Hang on. Let me see if you guys can vote on these ones. Okay. Give me a sec. All right. What would you like to do? Because I have to do a little bit of research as well for the Pokemon stuff. Manage poll. Okay. So we could do hated. What was it? Hated. Hey, Venicus. Hey, dude. How you doing? So, hated games. Oh, hated music of our lives. We'd have to do that. We could do that easy in a stream. We could do W's of the Year form. We could do Chat Teaches Joey a game. What was the other one? One-type challenge. Pokemon one-type challenge. That might take... Oh, maybe. Yeah, we've been talking about a whole bunch of good shit, Venicus. You'll have to see the VOD when I put it on YouTube. Joey plays Osu? Oh, if you teach me it. Oh, I don't know if I have it or not, actually. Or music with a view. Brackets. Okay. All right, guys, what are we doing? Oh, Pete? Yeah, I'll chuck it up after stream. I really want to start putting my Reset Sundays stuff on YouTube, if you guys want to go through it. But I also want to do a separate thing. I don't know if you guys, after you vote, so vote please at the start, at the top. I want to do something like a 1 hour recording every week where I'll make a Reddit or people post questions in the Discord. I'll also pull some questions from Reddit with Am I the Asshole? Or even just like people just tell me a situation, what's going on, and maybe I'll get a guest every now and then. I was talking about this in the car, actually. That'd be really cool. You are the asshole. Next. Yeah, I really like Am I the Asshole prompts, Venicus. Normally in the Am I the Asshole? Yes, I are. No, not necessarily. I feel like over the time reading them, I feel like they're not the asshole. Don't know. You want to do the one type challenge? Okay, let's do it Wednesday. Yeah, is that cool with you guys? Do you want to do the one type challenge Wednesday? I'll have to do research on it and see if it's doable. Yep, we'll do Wednesday. Now, what type do you want? What Pokemon type would you like? Give me suggestions, quick. The type first of all. Give me the type. And then I'll find a game and I'll try and complete it. So everyone type in the typing of Pokemon that we have to do. Pokemon one type challenge. That might be a long stream, but we'll see. Collab stream. Not yet, Boggles. I'm going through a few more. I'm just deciding what to do this week. I've been enjoying the Fafo stories. Oh, about Marga supporters realizing they fucked up. Oh, the feedback, all the backlash shit. What are the things where I would ask you if you were, you must be somewhere in the spectrum of assholeness? Hey, maybe we'll do like a Discord thing and then just put it in and then I'll say, hey, this one comes from Venicus. Am I the asshole? Do you ever do collabs? Yeah, definitely. I think it just depends of like, if I think it's going to be good for the community, if people know who the collab is with, I hate the word too, by the way, but also I take the piss out of it. See you, Emily. Go for it. Chilling. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. It just has to work. And if both of the communities and the streamers obviously going to benefit or like, you know what I mean? But yeah, absolutely. I feel like you could knock out that and Ironmon in one run. Oh, Ironmon is a bit hard, depending on what type of Ironmon it is, GB. If we did a normal run or like a randomized run, yeah, I could try that. Ironmon would be cool, but I would have to take out Boyfriend in the Bank applications and do one-use Pokemon challenge or like a full Ironmon challenge. So it depends. I don't know if you guys want to do 2 Pokemon things in one, if that's not too much, but it depends. It really depends. Okay, so what is it? Dark type? What type of Pokemon am I doing for this week for the Pokemon challenge? I'll pick the generation if it works. I'll do the research for it. It just has to work. The Pokemon one type challenge. So what is your favorite type or what type would you want to see me do? And then I'll find the best. Give me it now. Normal, ice, okay? Normal, ice, water, dark. One more type. Come. Okay, anyone else but Nathan Genesis? Give me one more typing. Fire. Okay, bet. Okay, now vote again, and then what type for one type challenge? Okay, what was it? Normal, ice, water, dark, fire. Okay, go again, please. Please, please, please. Muck mentioned. Oh, I'm sorry, you asked for my favorite. It's not a typing, moron. Sorry for sharing Dwinky. Don't call me Dwinky, you Fuck ass. Dark is cool. You're a Pokemon guy, are you, Buggles? Love it. Massive, massive Pokemon guy. I am. Slugma. Oh, Slugma what? Dwinkle, Dwinkle, Little Dwinky. That's... Nah, that shivers up my spine. That's fucked in the head. I hate that so much. That's so fucked. It's a fire type. Yeah, I could use Slugma / Camerupt, depending on if it works. Depending. It's a keeper then. Yeah. Yeah. Please keep saying that. I really love that, man. Yeah. Dark type. Sweet. Let's do it. Okay. Okay. One type challenge. Dark. I'll find the Pokemon. Sorry, I'll find the generation and we'll do it then too. Dark swept. W. Okay. What else can we do? We have to do something chill-ish. How about we do the... you guys, you'll get over Pokemon stuff, will you not? Because I could do an Ironmon, but that might take a while. Why don't we do... Why don't we do... Use Absol? I could, if it's the right generation one. No Alakazams. Darn. Okay, we could do W's of the year. We could also do Chat Teaches Joey a game. Music with a View, that's easy. That'd be a fun one, like a community night. You said when Tyler and a few others are watching some doco together, he finds a trampoline and starts jumping. No. Nah. Okay, what else? What do? This is going to be Monday or Tuesday. W's of the year. You just tell me all your W shit. Chat Teaches Joey a game. Music with a View. I already did the stealing thing. Hated music. We could do that. Hated music of our lives. Hey, Deed, what's up, man? Quick thing about the one type. It's a full run. Yes. It's a full run, even to, what's it called? Elite Four. Yep. You want to do hated music? Music would be cool. Hated music of our lives. I can run through them as well. We could probably do... What else could we do? We could do the one... We could do the Ironmon / randomized challenge. All right, we'll do it as Ironmon / randomized challenge. We'll do that as well. Full run for someone who can't get past 2 gyms. That's not a reset, you wanker. The clip is funny. Oh, that's Facebook. I don't want to dox my Facebook. Music videos are less than 200k views. What, people chuck in? Well, that would be cool. That would actually be pretty cool. Can you add after 10 a.m. to the IRL stream? Shut your fucking mouth. Bro, shut up. Watch it with yourself? Yeah, okay. Super low-key videos. If we have a good view bracket and that's like part of it, then yeah. But I'm down to do it. I just need to catch up with all this shit. So I could say, fuck you. You know? We're finally ticking all this shit away. Exposure with small artists? Could do. Could do. Yeah, I just need 2 more things and then that's it. I'll go through a few questions. Hated music of our lives, okay? Let's do that Tuesday. Hated music of our lives. So the form will be up tomorrow and we'll get people to fill it out. I'll get all the questions done. And then tomorrow, why don't we could do random community games and you can teach me different games. Discord shown on the top right. What are you watching? I'll come in. Maybe. Maybe. What else could we do then? We could probably do the... Okay. Chat Teaches Joey a game. Or we could do community games. Or we could just do whatever. Oh... Yeah. Yeah, I could probably do that one. I think that's a pretty good balance. Oh, the darts! Maybe I'll come. How about instead of our lives, it's songs of our 2024, so it restricts you for that year, not for the most hated? Just an idea. Nah, I feel like we need to do Of Our Lives because there's shit songs from 2010s. Year 2000. Hello. You know? Okay, how about we leave... You want to teach me a game tomorrow, guys? We could do a whatever day. If it's like, hey, you should play this or you should play this or something. We can make Monday as a whatever day. I think the song I hate most is TOS. Well, don't count TOS songs then. Just think of another song. I'll teach you how to play Mahjong. I do not know how to play Mahjong, actually. Probably going to ban everyone that puts Meghan Trainor. Aren't you fanboy? How am I a fanboy? I don't like Meghan Trainor. Dunce. Tomorrow, let's just do like a whatever day. Or we could do hated music. We've done a Pokemon thing. Maybe we could do chat teaches Joey a game. There's nothing wrong with Meghan Trainor. Meghan Trainor fan. My name is whatever day. Yeah, let's... Or actually... Nah, we need to prepare that. Someone teach this nerd how to play WoW. Hey, I play WoW. I know how to play that fucking game, dude. Come on, man. What the hell? COD Zombies is always a good time. I don't have COD, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I don't. Let's just do Monday equals chat, teachers, Joey, games / community night. Let's just do that. All right, bet. Done. I'll post up that in the Discord, and I'll let you know. So if you want to know, I'll let you know in the Discord, and we'll do some cool shit. All right, I'll do a few more. I'll do a few more questions, and I will hop off. One sec. And the week after, we'll have a day chat carries Joey in Fortnite lobbies. Well, without giving away too much flummox, I'm planning something Fortnite related. I can't tell you yet. I'm planning it this and next week. That's all I can say. Nice hat. I didn't know you lived in Arizona. Yep, and now you do. Docs. All wins challenge on Overwatch, but you use the mouse on the opposite hand you usually use. I'm not doing spin the fucking wheel again. Fuck that. Fuck that. Joey skin confirmed. Could be. Could be. All right, I'll go through a few more questions for you. Question, if you had to play one game for the rest of your streaming career and you can no longer do just chatting, what game would you pick and why? Can I pick Pokemon? Because if I couldn't do just chatting anymore, I think I would do Pokemon. Anything Pokemon related. No. Yes. Why can't I choose Pokemon? It has to be one Pokemon. No, that's fucked. I'm the OG poster. I made the rule. Did you really? Fuck. Pokemon Emerald, but I would do challenges. I do challenges revolving around that, I think. Pokemon leaves you the most room to still talk while being just chatting. I mean, yes, it does. Not WoW? Nah, I wouldn't pick WoW. Too heavy. It's too heavy. Has to be a live service game, so at least it gets updated. No way. I'd probably say Pokemon Emerald and just do completely new or variants of Pokemon Emerald only. So that means I wouldn't be able to do Pokemon Blaze Black, but I could do I could probably do like Emerald Kaizo or Ironmon Kaizo. You know what I mean? Because they're still Pokemon Emerald, but I'd only do Pokemon Emerald stuff, if that's okay. Yeah. Imagine playing WoW, cringe. So what? I could have said Hearthstone and killed the channel. Joey's more of a RuneScape over WoW kind of person. Yeah, I haven't been playing WoW on and off since 2007. Yeah. When's Joe becoming a Warzone streamer? Hell no. Fuck that. Another channel killer. I'd probably pick Pokemon Emerald and just focus everything on doing challenges. That would be so sick. It would be so sick. The best game you could play is the one where you fill up the hot tub and hop in it. We're not doing hot tub. I'm not picking hot tub category as the only thing I could stream. Well, that would actually get around the just chatting stuff, wouldn't it? My name is the hot tub. All right, next question. This is a good question, actually. Just chatting and just cocker combined in one. Okay, this is a serious one. This is a good one. How does a person stop being their own worst enemy? Learning to take constructive criticism, being able to love yourself, and accepting like who you are and things that you can control and you can't control. By listening to Imagine Dragons Enemy. Fuck it. Just learning to love yourself is probably the biggest one, I'd say. Because it's so easy to tear yourself down. It really is. It really is. Therapy might be a solution. That's actually a really good, it's a really good answer. Listen to those before you was the big one. Hobbies that help you not live in your own head. I found myself happier when I learned to not live in my head. Yep, that's right. Because if you have like a bad mental or a bad mentality of everything and you're tearing yourself down, when you're more occupied and when you're more like focused on other things and like telling yourself you did a good job or looking yourself in the mirror being like, hey, like we're going to do this today. It's like just small things like that. Getting outside of that own space and taking the time to appreciate yourself and doing like stuff like that for yourself. If you're truly your own worst enemy, you may not be able to work around it without external professional assistance. That's very true too. It's like if you don't know how to learn to love yourself or to take yourself out of that mentality, other people or other external non-biased things as well, or people obviously, is going to help you get out of that like rut or out of that sort of like bringing you outside your external self too. I got to keep super busy. I literally melt into a puddle. I need to be mentally or physically exhausted. Yeah, so your brain doesn't work overtime in already thinking about all these things about yourself, and living in your own head or in your own bubble, like you said too. Therapy is a resource, not a cure. The work is still on you, but they can give you the tools to manage it. Yeah, that's right. Definitely. Or like a crutch. Yeah. Good point. Good point. My first response was being able to love yourself. And that delves more so into like the therapy side of things. If you don't know how to do that naturally yourself, or even getting the advice, go to a doctor's first, go to the right talk spaces and everything. So same like that. Sim pointed that out. So I agree with that. Yeah. It's really, really tough. It's really, really tough. I'm very self-critical on my own things, right? So I know. All right, we'll go through 5 more. If you were to make a WWE match using only League of Legends champions, what would it be? Skip this and you give the sexy good to me. God, you're a wanker. Well, I think Darius versus Draven. Brother versus brother, okay? That's all I'd make, all right? Wanker. Ooh, okay. This one's from Gronk. Not Garen versus Darius? No, I like a good brother versus brother story. I like that. I don't know much about League either. Liliana versus Warwick, Hell in a Cell. Is that intergender or interspecies match? Katarina versus me. You're a cockhead. Okay, stop talking about League. Someone's going to get super horny. All right, shut up, Thangy. All right, guys, I'm going to read it first, all right? Hello, ASAP Joey. It's me, Gronk. Basically, the person I be writing my letters for, my best friend of 12 years, is leaving the big Canberra for university in Wollongong. Although it's about 3 hours away, I've never really been separated from her for an extended period of time. She's the only person I really talk to about personal stuff. How would you recommend, as a person with more life experience than me, that I go about my life without my closest friend being 5 minutes away and being at a longer distance? Thank you, and I appreciate it. Okay, Gronk. So, I think, first of all, having a best friend so far away is really, 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 really tough, where, you know, you tell each other like your closest secrets, your closest experiences, how your week is going, just that person to lean on, and it is not romantic, right? It's tough, but I think when you take it slow and communicate it through, where, you know, your routine and like how you normally talk to them or normally have a conversation, or giving each other that time at those specific times of the day or night or wherever it may be. It's you two just have to try to find the time to yourselves for it while your routines or things change. Talking it out is the best way of like, hey, I work 9 to 5, you work 9 to 5, but you might be home later. Let's call it this time, or let's talk at this time for it, because it works in our routines. And I feel that when people, like, even just on a friendship level, when that goes out of whack, it's just trying to find the routine and trying to find the best times for it. So, and look, sometimes it's going to happen where people might be too busy, and that's not necessarily a terrible thing. But I truly believe that if people are too busy for you, they won't care, even for a message. Even if you message back at 3 a.m. or something, the true friends and everyone will always find time. I sincerely believe that. I really do. Keep them in your daily routine. Life happens and they'll understand the distance will put a strain on it, but keeping that bond kindled early on will make it easier. Dealing with this now, is it very far for you, Venicus? Yeah, that's really it. Stay in contact, plan trips to catch up whenever you can. Yeah, that's true too. Yep. So start off with writing like you're doing now, or even talking on the phone or on Discord. Whenever you're on break or she's on break or anything like that, just meet up. Go meet in the middle, or you go there and then she comes to you or something like that. It's tough, man. It's tough. Serious note, when it comes to friendships, relationships, and everything in between, you can find a twin flame. It doesn't have to be intimate. It's just you understand each other. Even in strong friendships, both parties have to put in work to keep things healthy and good. Good point. Best friend of 22 years. Wow. Wow. I moved to Australia 7 years ago. I went back to South Africa for my mate's wedding as his groomsman. I think I maybe sent him 100 messages over those years, and we've been best mates since I was 14. Wow. Distance is what's stopping you for it. You can still have quality of life and catch up with each other as if it is like, of course you don't have that physical touch or anything like that, but like you can make anything work, even just as friends or a close friend or anything like that. You know what I mean? That's like me and my best friend of 20 years. We don't talk every day, but when we do talk, it's like we legit talk every day. Real ones will be there and talk to you no matter what. That's the big point I'm trying to make as well. Like, if people will always make time for you if they're really putting in effort and loyalty into the friendship. I'm in the UK and my bestie moved to Australia. We mostly communicate via memes and have managed to meet up once for an epic holiday. That's sick. That's really cool. Effort, right? Yeah, it's cool, Gronk. I just got onto it. Don't stress. People change to get ready for the changes. I think that's the more band-aid or the more harsh thing to bring up, sensitive. And I actually have to agree with you. I thought I was going to be friends with someone for ages, especially after high school. Talked for a little bit here and there for it, and then we fell off, you know? People change, people's situations change with the relationships and this, that, and it does happen. Relationships relationships do crumble. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to you, Gronk, but a lot of people definitely try to crutch onto one thing like that and don't live their lives as well. Your whole life doesn't revolve around the friendship or relationship or anything. You got to keep living your life. And if you really find the time and you both can make it work like that, it'll fit in your everyday living. Sometimes things change and people grow apart and nothing negative or malicious. Yep. Life happens, man. Your friends need to know you love them, vice versa. That appreciation. Yep. Anyone I've met through games online? Your friends, anyone I've met through games online or be more real ones than any person I met IRL. And that happens, Nathan, right? Like, I've had some really good people in person who I've been friends with from my old work. And I thought some of these guys were going to be friends for life, right? I spent every day with them, even on the weekends. Now I don't talk to any of them at all. It just happens. Like, people grow apart, you live too far away for it. But I'm just saying that, like, if it really goes both ways and you can make it work in your routine, and even if you just catch up here and there for it, I'm not trying to scare you away on it, Gronk. I'm just saying that, like, you got to live your life. She has to live her life as well. But true friendships will still blossom and keep that blossomed through the efforts of you both. Through my 4 groomsmen for my wedding next year, online friends of 7 years. Dude, my like groomsmen is, I've already picked one of my best friends growing up. I'm already picking someone from chat. Like, me and him are really, really close and best friends. Like, a lot of people from Twitch have become like my really, really good friends. That's not a chance for you to be parasocial, but I'm just saying friendships and people really shine through and blossom if they make it like that way, you know? All right, next one. Next one. How are you affected by the Twitch apocalypse? And do you think Twitch deserves the shit it's getting? In my opinion, yes. Interesting. Oh, sorry. Interesting. How are you affected by the Twitch apocalypse? Now, the Twitch apocalypse, if people don't know, this is my understanding, is this talking about the ads? Is this a talk about ads for Twitch? Or things in general plummeting down? Is that what it is? Yeah, that's really cool, Nathan. Hey, people bond so differently with so many different things. Hey. And it's like that bond can carry with you. It doesn't matter how you met or where you met. The ads and community standards, I asked this. Oh, okay. Yep. True, Venicus. Nothing hits harder than the person with more experience in life helping you out. I really appreciate it. It's been on my mind consistently every day. And I've been really stressed about it. Love you, Joseph. You're one of those online real ones. I appreciate you, brother, man. You know, you can always put something through here or just hang out with us, man. It's hard, you know, when you don't have anyone to talk to like that, and an opportunity like this can arise where people can give you an unbiased view. It's really cool, bro. I hope none of it scared you away for it. Life is happening. Life is literally unfolding where some people exit, some people will stay with you, some people will go. You know what I mean? Appreciate it, man. Okay, so we'll move on to this one. Community double standards. Ooh, do you mean where the thing that Asmongold was talking about, sensitive, with like, let's say, what was it? Frogan got banned for 30 days of saying this, but then one person will be banned for 7 days. And then he was like, I'm going to expose Twitch for this, and if I get banned, GG. Stuff like that too. Hey, Helena, how you doing? What's going on? Yep, okay. So from my understanding, I think devil's advocate, something like this needs to happen where people need to talk about preferential treatment and how it's like, we touched on this earlier with Forsen, right? Forsen gets banned for 30 days for showing a horse cock, versus if, I don't know, if Amaranth did it, she only gets banned for 7 days. You know what I mean? The Twitch apocalypse to me is talking about all these ad stuff where it's like, well, preferential treatment in not involving the countries of when they have ad revenue. And not having that ad revenue because you have Iranian in your tags or whatever it was for it. Kind of shit. Really, really, really shit. That's so disappointing, right? I think this has been coming for a long time in terms of any double standards. Just to move away from that adpocalypse stuff. When you're talking about double standards of banning, it's the conversation that's needed to be for a long time, a very long time. Anyone needs to give me a US pass so I don't feel like a poser. Yeah, we'll get you in Australia. We got you, bro. All right. Like, people are literally death threatening people and either getting no ban or a 2-day ban. Hassan literally played North Korean propaganda yesterday to his audience. How's this platform allowing this to occur? And why the fuck they're so beholden to Hassan? Yeah, it's a really weird, like, it's like in the olden days of Twitch, what I remember within the 5 years, sensitive, is these Twitch guys, or these big Twitch guys, they have managers or they have specific staff members who will manage them, and a lot of the time they're biased. If they do something wrong, it's like it'll get brushed away because they're being taken care of, right? Or they'll just get, oh, naughty, don't do that, but then they'll do it again, or they'll do certain things again like that, right? That sort of management doesn't happen too much anymore. Because they canned a lot of it, unless you're in the top, like, 1.1% of, like, you know, people like that, right? I think when we're talking, God, this is where it gets a bit interesting, right? Israel being literally banned for a year is insane as well. Oh man, without being too political, a lot of these people and a lot of these streamers, especially, where we're talking about the, you know, Israel-Palestinian stuff, right? Again, I am not in any way, shape, or form educated with any of this stuff. The thing I do want to talk about is double standards and everything, right? If we're going to get rid of any propaganda or anything like that for it, why are some of these tags being banned, or why they're being lost in terms of the ad revenue stuff, even with the support? If you guys saw the support being removed from, I think it was like Russia and Ukraine and like Palestine and Israel and stuff like that. I think all those tags got removed or something like that kind of recently, or they're not there. It's just really odd. And then they come through with a statement and stuff like that explaining why, and it was was like, oh, we didn't really know about this. We're working on this. It's like, don't know. Really don't know. Really don't know. Humans are inherently biased. There's issue with bot scanning content like YouTube, but it can be done. It can work if done well. Kai gets away with so much. Man, it's so. You know what it is? It's who can generate the most money or the most shit like that in a dying platform, and they'll have that preferential treatment. Because guess what? Hassan draws money. Pokey draws money like that. Kai draws money, right? It's in the dying platform for it. If they lost that for a little bit, even if Asmongold gets told off for doing this exposure thing, I don't know if he's done it yet or not. He's losing money unless it's proper hate stuff. I just don't know, right? But a lot of the time, it's just losing the revenue, and they can't afford to do that. That's how I see it. And I feel like they're slowly trying to bring it in again, sensitive, or going into that right direction. But a lot of the time, it's 2 steps back. Like 1 step forward, 3 steps back. Channels that simply transcend Twitch TOS based on the viewership, Kai being one of them, the punishments for them are significantly lower standard because of the money they bring in. I'm very biased on Forsen, right? So Forsen's one of the OG guys who has, he has an OG Twitch community. I'll put it to you this way. Back in the day when people call them Twitch frogs, it was okay to call them Twitch F word, right? Not frogs, but the other word, right? And Forsen brought a lot of that community, a lot of the, not him himself, but that's just what the community evolved into. The same thing with 7TV or even emotes, right? Or especially, what's it called? Gachamuchi. So if you don't know what Gachamuchi is, it's literally gay porn, right? Gay porn in emotes and in that setting. In that setting or in that like what that community generated in that is a dying, like it's a dead community now, right? It's completely dead. So I feel like when Twitch is like, yeah, we don't really want that kind of stuff, so we can afford to ban him for a long time like that. Very pick and choosy, in my opinion. Like getting banned accidentally doing this for it, rough for 30 days, very rough. Yes and no. I think it's a lot more politically biased than that. The lead team that manages bans, the dude is openly on a personal account, exposing his personal beliefs on regions and political standards. How in the world could you have someone like that run the division, which moderates the platform? The adpocalypse is deserved and hopefully reforms the entire Twitch leadership team. In my opinion, it sucks for all the streamers getting hit. You actually make a really compelling statement. You do. Like, especially in this time and day now with just had the US election, right? It's insanely politically driven in this November, in this tail end of the year. And then the clip of Dan Clancy saying, yeah, December's the best time in doing it because it's the best time of viewership, like this, that, rah. But then when we're finding out about what regions are banned or what's not generating ad revenue, like the 2 guys that came out and said, well, I have Iranian in my tags and I earned like completely like thousands of dollars less than this. It's like raising eyebrows, you know? No, what the fuck's that? Twitch or terrorists? What the fuck? Twitch had the recipe until they decided catering to big channels and enforcing standards on a larger net of smaller channels. Well, their fix was to be like, hey, we're introducing all these things for these top tier streamers, but the mid tier streamers are getting fucked for it. And obviously the small streamers are always going to get fucked. Okay, unless there's a way to get these small or mid streamers up this way for it, it doesn't feed the chain more. It it makes the mid streamers for it stand still. So when they're not elevating or they get the chance to elevate for it, these smaller streamers down here for it, of course. Of course, it doesn't work that way. Thanks, man. Thanks, Darren. Nah, no song request. Sorry, buddy. It takes streamers' quotes and terrorist quotes and asks you to choose which is which. And then it shows you the quote and the source. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Let me guess. A lot of Hassan quotes are in there? Fucking hell. YouTube went through this and came out of it, implemented the advertisement limitations dependent on content. I think they might, if they do it right coming out of this, it could be a positive. Well, a lot of the stuff that was earlier analyzed and planned to be implemented, Deed, they actually went back on a lot of things for it, and I'm wondering if a lot of the things that Bambi, thanks, man. Generic greeting. Hello and thank you for the raid, my friend. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Everyone say hi, man. Hey, Barry.
Acknowledge your tribal chief.
Thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome, gamers. How are yous? How's your stream? We're just chatting a little bit. We're just doing a few more questions on my Reset Sundays. Sundays for me. My name's ASAP Joey. We just chat shit. Good questions have come in. This in particular about being affected by the Twitch apocalypse or adpocalypse has caused a lot of good conversations. This is what we always do on Sundays. Hope you had a good one, man. How's this on it? I love hot takes. Well, here's my hot take for the Twitch adpocalypse. Sensitive actually gave a really good statement on when we're talking about this adpocalypse stuff, or when we're in this era of 2024, especially where people are being held accountable, things are being exposed, and like things are being brought to light with a lot of stuff like this, whether it's ads fucking up for certain regions and stuff like that, it's well needed. It really, really is. It really is. And Twitch having preferential treatment or having those TOS or whatever it is back end for it needs to be brought to light, whether it's weird stuff, whether it's weird sort of rules and people bending those rules and actively doing that kind of thing. I think it's very well needed. It is, because we need to know if we can entrust into our home. This is our home, man, you know? My hot take is when I steal Bambi, because he's real hot. Facts. Real facts, Barry. I think Twitch definitely deserves to have this sort of thing where people are like we need to be able to know the truth for it. So otherwise, how can we believe in our, you know? Hi, Taywar.
It's time to play the game.
Hey, Talani. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. I do, actually.
Time to play the game.
What a sick fucking alert. I feel Twitch has always used Band-Aid solutions for many issues that come up. Hot tubs. Put it in its own category. Just really hope they wake up and do something more permanent. Yeah, and until it has more of a stabilized like income, whether it's like, you know, increasing ad revenue or increasing the ad stuff for it, so it has less of a negative impact, or shifting towards these ad things, being able to do more bounty stuff, being able to take more opportunities and being given more opportunities, stuff like that. Even like small stuff that I feel like is good feedback, good communication stuff, which is what they're leaning on with the context of you getting banned or whatnot. These small steps are slowly coming together for it. But there's also these other big issues that like just seem to pop up all the time. So slowly. Thanks, Taywar. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Welcome anytime. Yeah, what up, Nate? How are you, broski? What's going on? That was my soy out moment. I got a dip. Work in the morning. Thanks, man. Thanks, Sensitive. I love it. I love it, man. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you're lucky that I can read this. Why my dog walking sideways, bruh? He don't walk regular. He walking heterosexually. I can say that H word because I got given it. So I can say that word. I can. I'm a good hoary according to Pope. What hero? I don't have the H pass. I got given to it. So cancel me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Okay, last question. Last question. It's a good one. It's a good one. Okay. Can I give it to you, Barry? You can say it. If I get banned, so be it. Guys, the last question for today. What's the hardest conversation you can have with someone? The hardest conversation? Any convo with you makes me pretty hard. Idiot. I feel like telling the truth to someone who is like really susceptible or really emotionally like sensitive. I think that's probably one of the hardest. Or things that are very, very, very serious in the world, where like, you know, someone's dying, a pet is dying, or you might be leaving or something like that, you know? I think those kind of things in general are the hardest conversations. Any doctors or surgeons in chat? How do you guys manage that? Oh, man. We've had a few nurses in like this community for it, and they are the real heroes, bro, you know? They're the real heroes. Real shit. I think hard conversations, what I find is telling the total truth that people might not like. Because it's reality. Any reality things like that is probably really hard. The other hardest conversation you can have with is yourself. Being able to accept things that aren't working, being able to like try to convince yourself like to stay in some places. You know what I mean? That self-realization is pretty hard. You know what I mean? So let's just say if, for me, right, the hardest conversation I can have with myself is being able to say, I want to keep doing Twitch 24/7, but I can't. That's the honest truth. I can't. I'd love to, but I can't. Unless I mysteriously blew up in the next like 2 months and I did this and this and it was financially stable to the point where it's like, I just can't, right? I'm not going to be on Twitch forever. So it's like coming to terms with reality is probably one of the hardest things. Like we all just want to have fun and we all want to live our lives and do well, but being able to have proper sustainability and having a lot of stuff like that. It's just anything that's reality driven, anything that's got to do with loss, conversation with children about certain things for like your, like things that happen in adulthood, like death, or if your parents split up or anything like that. Those are hard conversations, like totally hard conversations. Hard conversations is having with your partner. If it's like love is lost or things just aren't working and stuff, that's insanely hard as well. Are you leaving? No. I am actually working on something pretty big starting this week. I need it to fucking work. Otherwise, I'll go back to the drawing board. I'll put it to you this way. I'm working alongside with Launtel, which is an ISP here in Australia, and I'm trying to garner a lot of creators, a lot of viewers into being like, hey, we're doing this really cool thing. I need to show you that we are banded together and we can overtake this fucking streaming space with a lot of ISP related shit like that, you know? And I want to be the man who does that, and I need to prove that. So I'll add everyone in Discord. I'll make a video about it this week. Yeah, it's just a little project that I want to work on. Really cool. Mysteriously blow up? Time to ghostwrite for J. Cole. It's a J. Cole song. It's a J. Cole song. As long as the hard combos aren't done in whispers. That's it. You probably have Doc on speed dial. In my old job, I've had to have hard conversations with people in tough spots, telling someone they're not entitled to have a DV payment from the government. Not fun. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, telling someone no when they're like their life depends on it, or not having a requirement to do so, or someone who's legit almost lost their business because they didn't know how to attach a like a driver's license. And guess what? Had to tell them about the driver's license. But upon looking at it, the driver's license wasn't active. It wasn't like current. So I had to deny it. I'm just doing my job, right? And then they're like, oh, I don't have my job. I don't have this because I can't do this. You know? Telling people no when they're really relying on this to work or to happen, or if people don't earn enough money, tough as. Call the Whisper Man. The number you have dialed has been disconnected. Yeah, sure thing. You're going to speed dial 1, buddy. A lot of the time I take this question with myself. The hardest conversation you can have is bringing those things in reality to yourself, to be like, I really want something to work, but it just can't work. Or even yet. Or even like, it doesn't work right now, but you can't make things happen in an instant like that, unfortunately, with a lot of stuff. And sometimes things will take years. Sometimes it'll take months, you know? I hate that it just takes money. If you pay, those problems go away. That's so crazily, like, it's money makes the world go around. And I hate saying that in such a cliche way, Nova, but like, all of my problems right now, I can fucking tell you right now, and I mean this wholeheartedly, is money. Relationship, absolutely the best. My friend group, lovely. Nothing's going wrong. My close friend group, there's no weirdos. There's no fucking leeches. There's no, like, you guys. I, like, don't parasocial. Love you guys, right? All my problems right now, all money related. Really is. It's crazy. Hard conversation to have, which shouldn't be hard, to be honest, but it's explaining your anxiety for one. True. It is. Yeah, that's hard too. Like, hard conversations to have is being completely vulnerable to people, even if you don't know them, or being vulnerable on social media like that. It's hard. Money doesn't buy happiness. Money does buy stability. Real shit. There's no you guys. I know. I just love you so much. I'm going to start telling you I love yous. Just like a Minecraft community. Yeah, it's nuts how one of the biggest arguments on like online for that is like money doesn't buy happiness, and people saying if that's true or if it's not. It's like, well, it does buy happiness in a lot of ways. It might not buy it directly, but there's always something that always leads and more to it, you know? Bro, it's true though. It's every like Minecraft community like that. They're like, oh, I love you so much. It's like, yeah, you're saying that to a bunch of 14-year-olds. Thanks, Dream. We're not going back 2 years, Joey, please. God. Sorry, Dreams, Jay. You being vulnerable with you, what you're sharing, and having the other person not listening. Or not respecting it, or having people like shit on it. Or not remembering that sucks. That's terrible. Joey not found. I'm not Joey not found. Joey not found is me Sudokuing myself if I ever saw Nathan Genesis jerking off in front of my house. I'm not Joey in it either. Fucking wankers. Good question, by the way, for this. I would probably say the hardest conversation is anything in reality, right? Like, if someone really wants to live their dream in being a director or something, but their writing and the effort that they put in or something is like dog shit. It's like, how do you do that, right? I'm not saying this is a real thing because I have writer friends. I have like Nix is writing his own fucking book, which is fucking great, by the way. I'm just saying an example of like, hey, let's say, I want to earn $100,000, but I really love just working like a small retail job. It's like, well, how can I tell that to you where the shit that you're doing is not actually like you're not getting to that spot, you know? Trying to remember all the shit jokes we made back then. Oh God, let's not. We'll do a tier list of all the shitty memes in this chat. W. I had to refresh stream and all I heard was Nathan Genesis jerking off in front of my house. Yeah, so what? You don't do that? Why is your chat actually smart? These questions are philosophically? I don't know. I feel like as dumb shit as you guys are, meme-wise, everyone knows the switch between like saying funny shit and dumb shit for it and being like, oh, you know what? We'll dial it back. We'll say something nice. Nathan Genesis, prime example. Sim? Nah, Sim's good all the time. Explain what is wrong with this image. Exhibit A. I have one person in my life who's just like that. Wants to be a famous person job, but puts in the lowest amount of effort possible, then gets mad depresso. Yeah. Those kind of people or anyone like that will never, ever, ever be successful unless it's dumb luck. Unless it's dumb luck or unless it's completely shitting on every single person along the way. Yeah, like the Honk Tour girl. She's insane successful now. Or it's just dumb luck. And then they've got a good team around them that'll sustain her for fucking heaps and ages. Crazy. Switch like Nintendo? Yeah, okay, Sabrina Carpenter. If you genuinely have to have a hard conversation, keeping it between you two is key. A lot of people will use close friends to bounce this stuff talk off of, but they end up doing more harm than good. I feel like anyone who thinks that it's like there is always going to be tough conversations in general. Like, but being able to realize that this world is not like sunshine and rainbows. That's the biggest thing, right? Like, it took a long time to morph a community that was like getting out of that because I was very much like that, right? But to come out of the tail end and being like, you know what? The world doesn't have to be sunshine and rainbows. It's actually healthy to have shit things happen and not being okay. Or it's like, it's not perfect all the time. Toxic positivity is a real thing. What's up, Fat Tony? What up, lad? How you doing? Good point, Venicus. Good team and Hawk Tour does not go well together. Yeah, well, she's still relevant, isn't she? She does have a good team. That's right. It's true. Yeah. So I definitely think that having hard conversations is actually healthy. Having arguments is healthy. Having people having people properly discussing and not agreeing with each other is really healthy. It is. There is a difference when people are shitting on the other for what they believe in for it. You know, when you bring religion, some political stuff, especially when people are being jackasses, right? Just being jackasses. Or having a really shit take. Like, for example, I saw in another chat. I won't go into it too much, but I saw in another chat. It was basically this person who, like, they believed that it was something to do with like women's rights or something, where like women didn't want to really have like a say or a vote or something like that for it. I was like, oh God, you're a R word. Yeah, it's just like there are some really bizarre and off takes with shit. That's not healthy, right? But like there's a difference between the propaganda that people are spewing versus having an argument, being like, oh yeah, I see that. Or it's like, yeah, that's fair enough. Or it's like, this is my experience or whatever, right? Yeah, it was some shit like that. It was some shit like that. It was really fucked. Really fucked. And they're clowned about in their Twitch chat. Wish I could say more. Who goes on Twitch to spread their take on it? Oh, it's just like, man, it's wild. Wild shit. They're not in the same space in the relationship because they weren't fighting. I never looked into that more, but after revisiting it, I can understand that if you aren't having those hard talks to someone, if you aren't having those hard talks to someone you love, or they're seemingly not necessary, you might need to reevaluate things. I think it's more healthy when people actually chat about things. Like I have like arguments with my friends all the time, right? Like Jazzy and I haven't agreed on everything for it. Or when things happen for it, it's like we sit and talk and resolve, you know? There are also times where you just need to listen as well. But that's a totally different subject of just listening to your friend or your partner or your loved ones and being able to just listen to them, just be an ear. Sometimes people don't want that, what's it called? They don't want a solution. They just want to be heard and appreciated, right? It's so unhealthy, I think, Venicus, where people don't fight, or not like fighting as in yelling, but I mean like when people completely avoid it. They just go like, it's okay. Or it's like, we'll talk about it another day. Never gets resolved. Or the same things always happen like that, you know? But if they're having a chat that only spams WL, look, honestly, if you have a chat or a community, or you have a group of people that only have just one thing for it, and that's what you want to build off that's fine. But also on the other end, you can't have these conversations. You really can't. Like, you could try it, but some people might recept really well for it. But it just depends what you put out like that. Some people have audience versus community versus blend versus emote spam, whatever. Depends. It's not a bad thing. I have the hard talks with my partner. Okay, I want to throw punch the ever living shit out of your brother. Or saying, hey, I really love when you call me Thang Thang. Your true friends will always have your back, even when you're not right. That's not always good. Like a classic thing of it is like, hey, you caught one of your friends going into Valorant and talking shit about a girl in there and saying all these slurs, saying all these things. It's like, if you're in that same lobby and shit like that and you're encouraging thing for it, you're just as bad. You are just as bad for it. You're enabling that, right? It's the same thing. My true friends are the ones I torture in those situations. I like to think keep it real with me, but probably not. Just like I would to do it if it were reversed. It really depends until the situation presents itself too, Nova. Like if you said, hey guys, I need to ask you about something. My testicle is bigger than the other testicle. What do I do? And they just clown you for it. They're like, weirdo. If they don't give any true like thing for it when you've given yourself in that way, not really true friends. It's kind of fucked up. Yeah, absolutely, Venicus, especially for these Sundays, man, you know? On the other days, we're very memey. We still talk about stuff here and there for it, but this in particular, great space for it. For me, a big thing with my true friends is I want them to call me out on negative behavior just as much as I would do the positives. Yep, that's right. Yep. One of the biggest philosophies and one of the biggest things I carry with my friendship group, it actually involves people like here on Twitch as well who I'm just the closest with, right? Is calling out or saying when things are not okay. Or let's just say if, for example, I'll give you a good example. Baz didn't like a certain joke for it, and he made it aware to me and like some of the boys and stuff like that. And if it seeps into this community for it and someone says it, I say, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. It's like respecting how far the joke goes or how far something goes for this. And if you know that consciously and you're still overstepping those boundaries, you don't respect that person. You don't. It doesn't matter how much of boys or friends or anything like that for it. If you really gave a shit and if you cared, you'd cut anything out immediately. It's happened with so many people and so many close friends of mine. I won't name names for it, and I had to use Baz in that conversation, right? But I'm held accountable too. I really am. Just because I'm the streamer or I'm like the leader or whatever doesn't mean that I can't be called out on shit behavior or stuff that I've said or whatever. I had someone in this community in more recent times, in the last couple of months, they messaged me and they said that they felt really like ostracized or really uncomfortable from what something happened for it. I believe that if you speak up on that, it's like I have to lead an example, but I also have to understand that, you know, some people don't like certain jokes, certain things, not feeling welcomed. And I have to try and resolve it for it. You know, it doesn't matter how big or how small for it. You have to lead in that example. And if you say that you're going to be leading in that example, you got to walk it too. I did this. Friend told me something really bothered him. I didn't think he was being serious, but yeah, and burnt that bridge. Really, as in like burnt the bridge in what a friend did for it. And it was just like, oh, well, people can make mistakes, but if it's things obviously that go beyond that, it's a little bit of a different story. But the act of your friends holding you accountable or being like, it's not to say like, oh, hey, like, don't act like this the way that I want you to act like that. But if something personal happened to me, like if I told you, like, it's like the same thing where, look, you guys aren't my friends, but like you guys are my community. So I treat you as such. I have bugaboos as well. Don't ever joke or say anything weird about Jazzy and me, obviously, or it's more so for her, right? Shit on me, I don't care. But don't involve her or anything with like content wise for it. Hate it. Don't say anything about Kofi or like I've had people say like, oh, like, yeah, you can't, like, you were with your cat or like you fucked your cat or something. It's like, that's fucking weird. Not even funny. Not even a joke. There's just bugaboo things. So I expect the same thing, you know? And you should hold me accountable to things that I've said to you. And I have been before too. I have. If you care, you'll catch on what's being said as rubbing off on the person the wrong way. You'll respect them not saying anything like that again. Yeah. Consciously knowing what's bothering people and actively respecting that. You're allowed to set boundaries in your personal life, especially about your loved ones. People either fall in or fall out. Yeah. Yep. And it's just the big thing where I've told you a boundary. Don't cross that again, please. And if they keep doing it habitually, if they know that for it, then it's like, well, fuck you then. You obviously don't respect me. You don't. You don't respect me or my wishes, then I don't respect you either. I didn't think he was serious because he uses the same word that he told Toby not to use. So what the hell? He uses it that he told me not to use. That's a little bit weird and controlling, right? Same with me, talk all the shit about me, as long as it's not insanely personal, leave my family and my partner out of it. You know what it is, Thangy? I think I figured you out. So don't talk shit about my family, but keep fucking Dwaddy's mouth. I'm going to. It becomes a matter of disrespect if it continues. Yeah, exactly. If you've made it aware for someone and they keep going for it, they don't respect you for it. They don't. You know what I mean? They just don't. Really. All right, guys, it's 1:30. I have to fuck off. I really do. Thank you very much, everyone. I really, really